little bit older in the 80s, they apparently had rat tail hairdos.
You're not a rat tail guy. Did you know a lot of rat tail people?
This hair that I have is what I've had since I was like 10. It doesn't change. There's nothing I can do to it. I can either like chemically straighten it, or I can dye it another color. But if I don't do those things, it's this. This is what it is. It's like a helmet. It just does its own thing.
Yeah.
It's the same every day.
It is. It doesn't do anything. It's just the only time it's different is when it's short. Now, I will say the one thing that I almost did, but I did not have the guts to do when I was that age, because I think I was in junior high and I was not about to make such a change in junior high, was remember when Rocky 3 came out, everybody wanted the flat top like Drago.
Oh, my gosh.
Like everybody wanted
that was Rocky
top.
4.
Sorry, was that Rocky 4?
Rocky 3 came out.
Rocky 3's Clubber Lang. Rocky 4 was that. Yeah.
Rocky 3 did come out in 1982.
Yeah, and Rocky 4 was not long after that, but everybody wanted the Drago.
Yeah.
My brother got it and it was hilariously bad.
Yeah.
And that confirmed my fears. The reason I didn't want to get one is because it could have looked like that.
So when I used to work at Fleet Feet, the running store, we used to joke that we were the mullet of running stores because we were all business in the front, but a party in the back, which is what a mullet is.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We've heard that.
But that's why mullets are the best.
Why was it a party in the back? What were you doing back there?
It was crazy back there.
Oh,
we
sure
got crazy back in the old retail days.
Where the shoes were?
Yeah.
Where the stock room was?
Yeah.
Define crazy.
One time, 2 of my coworkers, they wrapped me up in the mailing tape, like the shipping tape, like a mummy, and I was stuck.
That would have been
while.
Amazing to do to you.
All right, that's fun.
But we had marshmallow guns.
Oh, those are
so we would have marshmallow wars.
Yeah.
We had a Rolo war. We got in trouble because they were finding Rolos all over the store for months.
Kevin, I think you would have been the only person old enough to have a job in the 80s, right? You would have been 16.
I did. I worked at Sears in the men's department.
Sears, yes.
Oh, I love Sears.
I worked in the men's department. My first day was December 23rd. It
oh
was
my
a
God!
Nightmare.
Why did you start then?
Are you a seasonal worker?
No. It was that time I was looking for a job, and they had a posting like they were hiring people, and I'm like, okay, they get the discount on the clothes, and it's not far from home. Seems like an easy job. And my first day, and keep in mind, obviously at that time, the only way you were buying anything for Christmas was going to the store and buying it.
Sure. Yes, that's right.
There was no buying it on Amazon.
Well, Sears had a catalog, right?
They did, but that's not how anybody did anything.
Yeah.
It was all go to the mall, go to the store. I mean, the line never stopped. 8 hours of just nonstop checking people out, and people were nasty.
In the 80s?
And I'm moving so slow. They're just all... Everybody's mean mugging me.
Because you were new.
I had no idea what I was doing. I probably got half of them wrong.
Yeah. Well, I will just say
But I made it.
If you would like to get in on the 80s fun, you can watch us on KMOX News Facebook page where we are streaming live so you can see the 80s get-ups.
On YouTube, too.
And on YouTube.
YouTube.com/KMOX1120.
And I had all of these clothes in my closet. I didn't have to buy anything.
I didn't either.
Disturbing. I didn't buy anything either, but I really kind of faked it. All I did was go for the old jacket.
I think you look great.
And then the double layer pastels. That's the 80s look.
I would say good to great.
We got a lot more 80s stuff coming your way, but also current stuff. We're going to talk about some things. I think some good things happened at the ballpark this week.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Cardinals swept the
baby.
Yankees. Let's talk about it next.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same. But at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Improve your gas mileage by properly inflating tires and taking your car in for a tune-up. Join Odyssey. And together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Carol Daniel for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. With back-to-school shopping underway, classes are about to start. The next thing you know, it'll be time for bonfires and homecoming. Get your backyard ready for fall, my friends, with a call to one of St. Louis's top names in home improvement. Get a free in-home estimate on that deck or custom screen room or aluminum or steel fence. Call 636-532-4054. All of their products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty, and comprehensive material warranties are also provided, some even transferable to the next homeowner. And because integrity matters to me, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is an accredited business with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They're locally owned and operated, and you can learn more about their story at chesterfieldfence.com. Call 636-532-4054. Use my name, Carol Daniel, this month and get 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
Hey, KMOX listeners, Roger Wigginton here, Don Rogers Limited, 6727 West Main in Belleville. Hey, it's that time of year. We're getting towards the end of summer. We always run our annual anniversary sale starting August the 1st, 46 years in business. We're going to have 46% off the regular price of the remaining inventory of ladies' summer sportswear, as well as men's summer sportswear. We've still got pretty good size ranges, a decent selection, but when we go into sale, it doesn't last too long. It blows out of the store real quick, and we have a lot of summer ahead of us. So starting Monday, August 1st, come on by, park at the door, walk in, get waited on. 46% off the regular price of our entire selection of men's and women's summer apparel. And don't forget, you're going to actually get waited on. So, we're at 6727 West Main, 618-398-2421. Park at the door, walk in, get waited on, and come check out the anniversary sale.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
The show, celebrating all things 80s.
Your folks are gonna throw me right off that ranch.
Relax, honey. You're my wife now. Your family. You are a Ewing.
The sooner we have you put away in that sanitarium, the better off you're gonna be.
Who shot J.R. Ewing? Who shot old J.R. down?
It's 10:22 on the show here on KMOX. Chris Ranji, Amy Marks, Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. We're just marking 80s week. It's the 40th anniversary of the 82 World Series Cardinals team, and we'll be talking to some of those fellas throughout the course of the week. We'll talk to Ken Oberkfell a little bit later on today. Tom Herr coming up on Wednesday. I know there's more in the hopper as we go through the week as well. So that's kind of what spurred on the fun, and we'll be talking about these things as we go along. We'll also be mixing in current events, news, things like that. And I thought we needed to spend a few minutes on the Cardinals. So we're not at a 17-game winning streak like they went on last year, but you're on a 7-game winning streak. You just swept the Yankees, who are, even after you swept them, still the second best team in Major League Baseball. You're coming off the sweep of the Cubs before that. Look, the Cubs are the Cubs. They're not very good. And how many times have we heard that over the course of the last 40 years? But you had, I thought, maybe the most entertaining series in several years against the Yankees.
Oh my gosh.
Not only good that it's a sweep, but the games were fantastic.
Yeah.
They were competitive. They were close. You had a comeback in the first game. You had a 1-0 game in the second game. You had a football game break out on the scoreboard yesterday. Every one of them was dramatic. Everyone was close. There were all kinds of big moments. And it feels like at least 7 or 8 guys had something to do with winning these games.
And it was nice to see Paul DeJong really be a big part of yesterday, just because of the journey he's been on, and finally to get back to the major leagues and then, contribute in a pretty big way over the weekend. Really important for him.
And the first time that the Cardinals have swept the Yankees.
Yeah.
In franchise history, which blew my mind. And the first time a National League has swept the Yankees in 15 years.
I thought this series was really it really is. And I thought this series was important for a number of different reasons. I mean, obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean that the rest of the season is going to be great. But we did talk about it on Friday being sort of, a measuring stick moment for them to be able to determine if after the trade deadline, if they've improved their club enough that they can compete against the good teams. Because we have talked a lot about the fact this team, even with the series over the weekend, they are still 5 games under 500 against teams that are at 500 or better. They had struggled against good teams this season up until this weekend. And to be able to do that against New York, because they can mash, that team can hit, and they did yesterday. But to be able to, shut them out one game, to be able to do what they did yesterday against a team like the Yankees, I think should be a real big confidence boost. Now, again, that they still have to get through another couple of months here, but that was a big weekend for the Cardinals.
Well, you're having your hottest period that's their hottest 7 or 8 game stretch. I mean, you've won 9 of 10, you've won 7 in a row. They had a good run not that long ago, too, that kind of put them in the mix in first place. Now you're in first place. You're up 2 games because your hot streak has coincided with the Brewers falling into the crapper. They've lost 6 of their last 7. 4 of 5 since they traded Josh Hader? Something like that. Maybe it's 5 of 6. I think it's 5 of 6 since they traded Josh Hader. The mood in Milwaukee is not good. Now, that can change. Right? I mean, look, I'm just a point of fact here for Cardinals fans. There will be another time where the team is struggling.
Right.
There will be another stretch where they look like crap. Who knows? Maybe it's this week against Colorado. You never know. But right now, you're seeing this team in the way that you wanted to see them. You've kind of got the bullpen roles somewhat sorted out, although some of the guys had to work a lot. So like Helsley wasn't available on Saturday, but he did finish the games on Friday and Sunday. You kind of have a more of the kind of pattern set up, the map that you want to follow with the bullpen, especially with Palante back there now. And look at how big of an outing he had following Dakota Hudson. Hudson had a short start, and Palante goes out there and shoves for 4 innings. And now that you have him in the pen with Quintana and Montgomery taking rotation spots, by the way, how about those guys in their first Cardinal starts, combined 11 innings and 1 run, 3 total hits? That'll work. They're not going to do that every time, but that'll work.
Well, and you could tell Montgomery was getting to enjoy that St. Louis August heat. Oh man, he was struggling, which is weird because the dude's from South Carolina. They've got the same weather there, right? But he just was being in New York for all these years, playing in New York primarily. I feel like the weather may have gotten to him a little bit over the weekend, and he'll adjust to it.
He had cramps in his leg.
Yeah,
that's heat related. Of course.
Yeah.
How fun though was it to see Matt Carpenter? And I'm a sucker for the sentimental fans.
Yeah.
Like when Matt Carpenter walks up to the plate, Yachty steps away so that he's got a little bit of time to soak in the love from all the fans, and the crowd goes nuts. I love those moments. And maybe that makes me a cheesy fan, but I'm a huge fan of it. And then what I do is I'll go to the Yankees social media accounts and I'll see how is this being covered by the other team, and the level of appreciation from the opposing team, no matter who it is always outstanding. So I thought it was pretty cool that the Yankees acknowledged it and what the Yankees fans were saying about Cardinals fans.
Yeah, it's cool to see Carpenter kind of back, right? It's cool to see him figure things out because he's a good guy. He worked hard. He was a lifelong Cardinal, drafted by them, the whole deal. And it just sometimes you need to change, and you need to change some things that you're used to doing to get yourself out of a hole. And what's interesting is if you get nerdy about it, he's not doing a whole lot different than last year, except he's doing one thing more often, Ranj. He's pulling the ball more, which is the opposite of what everybody wanted him to do when he was here. They're like, use left center. No, he's pulling the ball more, and now he's got crazy numbers.
Play to your strengths.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
You want some real weird stuff?
Yes.
I'm in one of those moods.
Have it.
What's the difference between real life and dreams? How do we really know that this is real life? Because every morning or whatever in the night when I wake up from a dream, I'm surprised to be in this world. Dream life or real life, whatever, like, oh my God, I was in the radio business and I was bald. And then you wake up, you're like, oh, that's right, crap.
It's a dream come true. The Dave Glover Show. Weekdays at 2 on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
It's Miller Furniture's 95th anniversary sale and tax holiday, going on now through August 21st.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. We're celebrating our 95th anniversary with a sales tax holiday on everything in our Belleville, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville showrooms.
Plus, right now, there's great back-to-school mattress specials like 25% off twin and full-size Spring Air mattress sets.
We have 3 showrooms and 3 warehouses carefully curated with flex steel, Amish-made furniture, and many more premium quality American-made furniture options. You'll save the amount equal to the sales tax on everything in stock, plus you'll save on select custom orders.
Let our 95 years of experience help you save time and money. 3 showrooms, 1 big celebration.
Don't miss our 95th anniversary sale and tax holiday going on now through August 21st. Miller Furniture, your American-made furniture headquarters, now on both sides of the river.
Tom Ackerman sees clearly thanks to Doctors Birdie and Mahantra. You can too. Go to yourEyeDoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
I'm sure that you've felt the shift in the real estate market and have wondered how it will affect you. Is it time to buy or is it time to sell? What are your options? Hi, I'm Christina Straight with Straight Realty. Give us a call and we can discuss a strategy that works for your individual needs in this ever-changing market. Quality and experience at a more affordable rate. Why pay more than $4? 314-441-4444. 314-441-4444.
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
At 10:30, sunny skies, 88 degrees. It feels like 98 downtown at the Arch. I'm Carol Daniel. The white man who fatally shot Ahmaud Arbery after chasing the 25-year-old black man in a Georgia neighborhood has been sentenced to life in prison for committing a federal hate crime. Travis McMichael, sentenced today by U.S. District Court judge in the port city of Brunswick. His punishment is largely symbolic, as McMichael was previously sentenced to life without parole in a Georgia state court for Arbery's murder. Authorities say all 10 people found dead after an early morning fire in northeastern Pennsylvania died of smoke inhalation. The coroner's office said autopsies were completed Saturday and Sunday on the victims of the Friday fire. A ruling on the manner of death for all 10 is pending the results of a state police investigation. Positive ID of the victims is pending reviews of medical, dental records, and DNA if required. Police say 7 adults ranging in age from late teens to 79 were killed, along with children who were 5, 6, and 7. China says it's extending the threatening military exercises surrounding Taiwan that have disrupted shipping and air traffic and substantially raised concerns about the potential for conflict. Military leaders say the exercises will include anti-submarine drills, a response to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to the self-ruled island last week. China has ignored calls to calm the tensions. Northbound 141 is closed past 21. Use an alternate route. There's a stall westbound 70 at Lake St. Louis Boulevard. The left lane is closed, could reopen in about 10 minutes. And a stall northbound 270 before 370, that stall on the right shoulder. The KMOX forecast for this afternoon, heat advisory continues. Look for sunny skies and then clouds come in. Hot and humid this afternoon. We should see some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon into the evening. The high 96. It'll feel more like over 100. Right now, it's 88 degrees. It feels like 98 downtown at the Arch. All the news you need for your day is on the free Odyssey app. Download it now. I'm Carol Daniel, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
I'm Listening reminds you that you are not alone and that talk saves lives. There's a new national hotline for mental health-related distress, 988. When you call or text 988 from any phone, you will be connected directly with trained counselors in over 200 crisis centers nationwide. They can get you the help you need anytime, anywhere. 988, the new National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Talk saves lives. And with 988, talking is only 3 digits away. Find out more at imlistening.org.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com. Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
I've loved dancing for as long as I can remember, so my doctor really encouraged me to go back to it. Regular checkups, thorough exams, a whole wellness plan tailored just for me.
At Oak Street Health, we specialize in exceptional care for older adults. Our dedicated care teams provide the personalized care you need to stay healthy and live life more fully.
Age may be just a state of mind, but I mind it a lot less when I feel good.
Get the care you deserve. Visit oakstreethealth.com.
Hi there, it's John Hancock for First Mid Bank and Trust. They're a community-focused organization. They put so much money back into the communities where they serve. They've been around for 157 years. If you're looking for a bank, check them out. They got 19 locations here in the greater St. Louis area. Plenty of small business professionals to work with. They got insurance experts. Whether you're saving for your first home, paying off debt, or planning for retirement, First Mid Bank is the place for you. Go check them out online, firstmid.com. You'll be glad you did.
With Pedal the Cause, you can make a real difference in the fight against cancer. Ride your bike, grab a spot in the spin zone, volunteer, and join the celebration September 23rd through 25th. 100% of participant-raised funds support innovative cancer research at Siteman Cancer Center and Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Together, we can create a world without cancer. Get started now at pedalthecause.org. That's pedalthecause.org.
The show celebrating all things 80s.
Universal Pictures presents everything you always wanted to do in high school with everyone you always wanted to do it with.
Hey, bud, let's party.
They're the students of Ridgemont High.
All right, 10:35 on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here doing 80s week on the show. We won't be doing it every segment of every day, but it's going to be a fair amount.
Why not?
Maybe celebrating. Well, I mean,
why don't we
ask the boss?
Pretend like it's the 80s?
You know,
and
some
all of
people.
Our headlines.
Some people prefer we live in the
that.
80s again.
We actually need to do that tomorrow. We need to do an 80s headlines segment, like today, like whatever, August 9th, 1984, what the headlines were.
Or just the 80s in general. But you would have to preface it because, my goodness, with all the plane crashes and assassinations and hijacking, it's like there were some pretty serious headlines in the 80s.
It's a good thing we don't have any of those now.
No, but there was
it's a good thing we didn't get any worse.
Don't you feel like the 80s was a dangerous decade for air travel? If you Google like the hijackings and the crashes, they're all the 80s. Big assassination and assassination attempts. John Lennon, Ronald Reagan, the Pope.
Yep.
You know what? I feel like I'm contributing really important information here.
I agree with you.
You guys are not participating.
I agree with you.
What we don't know is the scope or proportion, right?
Of what?
How are those things relative to eras before and after? It just seems like that because those were the big news items then. And those items have been replaced by other things in the decades that have followed.
Oh, they sure have.
Like back then, politics was not a thing. It was not a big thing. It wasn't something anybody talked about. It wasn't something that anybody now it's literally everything.
Well, it's different type. Politics is now a religion for people because politics was definitely a thing when you had like Ronald Reagan and the moral majority and all of that. Like politics was a thing, but it
wasn't a constant conversation.
It wasn't the same religiosity that it has now.
Yeah, I mean, it just was not constantly everything that was in the news, which is what it is now. Like news is politics. Politics is news outside of these big events, whether it's shootings or whatever.
I would say in the 80s, it was a lot easier for the average person to turn on a politician they once supported. If something came out about that politician, I felt like back then you would at least be like, okay, that's it. I'm done with this guy. But now it's like, well, let me find a way to defend him. Let me find a way to defend all of this stuff he's done. And it's in front of my face and I can see it because I support him and politics is a game now and he's on my team.
Okay. In general, if you guys, like I said, when I think of the 80s, the headlines that stand out to me are the assassination and the assassination attempts. the planes, the hijacking, right? I mean, terrorism is still a thing now, obviously. In the 80s terrorism had a certain feel to it. And so if you have any thoughts or memories from the 80s, things that stand out to you, you can text those in 314-436-7900. Because there's so much. We keep talking about the 80s, whether it's pop culture or movies or music or headlines. And I feel like we keep remembering different things, new things.
Yeah, well, I think the 80s were the last generation before 24-hour news took over. You know, CNN started.
It was a thing.
CNN started in 1980, and it existed, and it was 24-hour news, but it wasn't politics. It was just it was news that was recycled. It was you do an hour newscast, and then we're going to do another hour newscast, and then we're going to do another hour newscast, and the overnight was just recorded newscasts, and the cable news industry is just nothing like that anymore. It's kind of like we talked about MTV, right? MTV was all about music videos for a while, and then it's about nothing other than things that are not music videos. It became more about reality TV than it did about music and videos because of the way the world changed. And in the 80s, you were not bombarded day in and day out with politics. In fact, the bigger story wasn't Democrats versus Republicans. It was us versus the Soviet Union.
The good old days when you
the Cold War.
Yeah.
Cold War was the best.
The Cold War was the best when you knew who the bad guys were. It was America versus the USSR, which by the way, our globe, I have a globe from when I was in kindergarten and it still says the USSR on it. And I remember I was in first grade when the USSR fell. And I remember because that was when I was in school, our teachers changed them, got new maps. They had to change out the maps and were explaining that it had a new name.
Yeah, it's definitely a different era than what we're in now. And again, I remember it as a teenager. I wasn't a full-grown adult. I was.
What about? Do you remember talk about AIDS?
Oh yeah.
And how in the 80s it was still very heavily stigmatized, correct?
Oh my God,
for sure.
Yeah. So do you remember those conversations and that becoming more mainstream? Just talking about it, people panicking about it.
All I remember is the panic in the news and stuff. I don't remember anybody talking much about it.
Yeah,
but I mean, we were in high school, so I mean, like we were just like, whatever.
I was still in grade school at the time, so it's not like that's the kind of thing you really talked about.
Like late 80s, one of the key themes to being a teenager was whatever. No, I'm serious. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nobody cared about any of that.
Nobody.
Stuff.
When I was in high school, I wonder what it's like now. I mean, I don't have any kids who can tell me, but I wonder if kids in high school now are more likely to wear their politics outwardly.
But I think they're encouraged to. Activism.
Because we never talked about it at all.
And honestly,
we just didn't. We didn't care.
Have any political opinions when I was 18 years old. When I was 17 years old, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention to any of those issues.
And I did when I was 17 and 18, but also that was 2001, 2002, 2003.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It was like totally different.
2001, I think everything started to turn after 01, after 9/11. That's when everything got really bad.
Yeah.
It's at least the progression toward it getting really bad started then.
Well, it was also it's that obviously, but that was when the internet was still young, but more established, because we didn't have like your internet access in the mid to late 90s was spotty. You had dial up; it was slow. It might not
everybody
be
even had it.
You guys remember?
But you didn't spend
all
day on social media on the internet because you couldn't. It was, first of all, you were paying by the minute for your dial-up in a lot of cases, so you didn't want to be
tying up the phone line.
You're tying up
your
the
parents
phone
are
line.
mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was not. But in the 2000s, that was starting to change. You were starting to get the high-speed internet. You were getting more of the 24-hour news. You had a world-changing event on 9/11, and all of that stuff had started to build before, but it started to explode after that.
Yeah. Do you know what I remember as far as you talk about the internet? And this was released in 1981, but I'm not sure when we had it on our personal computers, but MS-DOS. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
I didn't know how to
MS-DOS?
use it. I know exactly what you're talking about,
We
though.
were on MS-DOS, and I remember it had the Gorilla game.
Oh, you had to type in all the command
Yeah,
prompts.
I didn't know the command. And I was always really amazed at people who knew how to navigate that and just
Really?
they knew exactly how to. Oh yeah, I know what to type in here to navigate DOS. Oh, that was so confusing to me. It was like a foreign language.
Like multiplication.
Oh, God, it's the worst.
Do you guys remember Burples?
No.
So Burples are kind of niche, but they were definitely the 80s. So it was like an accordion plastic container with, well, it wasn't juice, but it was just like the cherry flavor was red and the purple flavor was grape. And they were Burples, and you would drink the Kool-Aid out of the Burples, and then you could scrunch them.
Yeah, I do
like
kind of
an
remember that.
accordion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had those.
Because you didn't buy them all the time because they
I
were
don't know why.
special.
I don't know why I had that.
And we'd be like, please, can we get Burples?
Well, we have a texter to 314-436-7900 who says Alex P. Keaton was a total freak on Family Ties for being into politics.
Yes!
I remember that.
That's a great
That's right. Like now that would be
point.
normal, but Alex Keaton was
Yeah.
like, why is this guy so into this stuff?
I remember as a high school kid, I remember watching that show, and I was like, well, actually, I was probably younger when I was watching it, but thinking, why is he such a dork?
Yeah, I know.
Like, why would you even pay attention to any of that stuff? Why does he even care about Richard Nixon?
Right.
But he was also illustrative of that child that was the child of like the flower power generation, the hippies, how he went the opposite direction, business, capitalism, politics, Reaganomics, and then became those business guys of the 80s and 90s. I mean, that's what Michael Keaton, Keaton was.
Alex P. Keaton.
Alex P. Keaton.
Michael Keaton was Batman and Mr. Mom.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's very easy to do.
Mr. Mom. I remember
Yeah.
Mr. Mom. But yeah, that's what I mean. He literally was illustrative of a generation that was like that, though, in the 80s.
I agree. Just that at that time, we were like,
Yeah.
nobody in high school
Nobody
talks about those
cared.
things.
Yeah.
Nobody
We're
cared.
just talking about the latest in music and what video you just saw on MTV.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then again, I wasn't an adult in the 80s, so I was barely an adult in the 90s, and we
You're
still
barely
didn't
an
really.
adult now.
Oh, you guys are right. Yeah, it's totally right.
It's true.
I cannot argue with you. I'm sorry. You're right. You got me. But we just didn't. It's not a thing that anybody really cared about, and I imagine people now, younger people, because they're listening to their parents. Of course, you're getting most of your political views, at least the starting point, from your mom and dad, because that's what they're talking about at home.
I also think the 80s was the height of kids playing outside in the sprinklers in the summer. I don't know. We didn't really do a lot of pool. We didn't go to a neighborhood pool. We literally played in the sprinklers and slip and slides.
Are people not sprinkler playing now?
I don't know. Like,
My neighbors do. The kids do,
I'm
not
sure
the
they
grown-ups.
do,
Okay.
but
Although
I-
I should. It's pretty
You
fun.
might as well get in there.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just me, but with like organized sports and people are, focused so much on like, well, we're ice skating every day or we're playing summer hockey or we're playing
Yeah.
baseball or whatever. I feel like it was a lot more unorganized and everybody was just playing in the yard, drinking out of the hose, using the slip and slide. It was the height of childhood.
Oh, I
feel.
drank out of the hose a lot.
Yeah.
And it tasted a certain way, right?
Yeah, it's
It had
not.
the
It
hose
didn't
taste.
Yeah, the hose taste. You're really not supposed to drink out of the hose,
We
but
were
I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are weird about that
You
stuff.
never drink out of the hose?
I do now.
What is the hose taste? Is it metal?
Well, it's a combination of the metal at the end at the nozzle, and of course the hose is made of some other material, usually rubber. But like, yeah, if I'm outside doing work and I need a drink, I'm like, bloop, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That was me as a child.
That's me now. Me now too. Hey, coming up next, we're going to tell you about what's going on now here in. Is it 2022?
Yeah.
Is that
It
real?
is.
Is it real life?
It's totally
Is
real
this
life,
the
buddy.
We'll tell you
real
what's
life?
trending in the real world next up on KMOX.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Sure, we all love to have a clean home, but what about the things that you can't see that are making your home dirty? I'm talking about germs, bacteria, mold, and more. This is Debbie Monterey, and you really need to call Beam of St. Louis if you want a truly healthy home. Beam of St. Louis can provide you with a whole house HEPA air filtration system that provides HEPA pure air 24/7 in every room in your home. It'll help reduce allergy symptoms without a prescription. For the healthiest home possible, make sure you have a Beam Central Vacuum System. It removes 100% of the collected germs, bacteria, mold, and dust. So, a Beam Central Vacuum System and a Beam Whole House HEPA air filtration system. The folks at Beam of St. Louis are great to work with, fantastic customer service, one-day installation. Give them a call at 314-567-1515 or online at beamstl.com. That's Beam of St. Louis. You'll be glad you called.
Hey friends, Matza Matt here for Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza. You know, so many people are stuck in the moat of mundaneness when it comes to their frozen pizza choice. Same cardboard crust, flavorless sauce, second-rate cheese. You know, all the assumptions of a frozen pizza. Well, it's time to ditch the downer and throw out that theory by diving into a Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza. Thin, cracker-like crust, a bold, tasty sauce, high-quality meat and veggie toppings, and bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning mozzarella cheese. There's nothing humdrum about a Brewpub pizza. See for yourself. Snag one today from the frozen pizza section at your local grocery store.
Is your retirement withdrawal strategy built for a looming recession? Do you know which accounts you should draw from first? What are common pitfalls? How can you minimize your tax bite? Join Edelman Financial Engines on Tuesday, August 16th at 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern for our timely virtual event, Recession and Your Retirement Withdrawal Strategy. You can register for free at planefe.com. We'll look at financial pitfalls to avoid and how to help make sure your financial plan is built to last. Whether it's sequence of withdrawals, when to start taking Social Security, or staying diversified, we'll help you understand the steps you can take to make sure your financial plan can work for you. Don't miss this important virtual event. Join us for Recession and Your Retirement Withdrawal Strategy on Tuesday, August 16th at 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. There's no cost to attend and no obligation. Register now at planefe.com. That's planefe.com. Edelman Financial Engines. From here forward.
CertaPro painters have powers beyond those of ordinary painters.
The power of timeliness.
We show up when we say we will, on time and fully caffeinated.
The power of transformation.
Also known as making your house look so good, your neighbors will be jealous.
The power of certainty.
That's your local CertaPro painters. The power of pro. Get your project started at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Lockheed Martin understands what it takes to accomplish critical missions around the globe. They know it begins with long-standing partnerships rooted in expertise, interoperability, and trust. The most critical missions call for the F-35. It is essential to Allied air power. Across the growing community of F-35 nations, the need for alliance-based deterrence against evolving threats is stronger than ever. Lockheed Martin, your mission is ours.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Charlie Brennan sees clearly thanks to Dr. Birdie and Malhotra. You can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in the neighborhood with Banner Construction. St. Louis's preferred James Hardy and Pella window expert. Add curb appeal and value to your home. Call Banner Construction, 314-569-1050.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Mission St. Louis, empowering entire families to break the cycle of poverty. You can help keep St. Louis strong. Learn more at missionstl.org/KMOX.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. Dude, I'm here for the show. What show? St. Louis, this is your show. The show on KMOX.
What is it? What's happened?
What's going on? What do you know?
What just happened?
What happened?
I need to know.
Trending now on the show.
All right, Trending is brought to you by Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Connellville. Amy Marks, of course, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Ranji's trending toward the parking garage because he locked his keys in his car this morning. He's now being helped by AAA to get them out.
I love it.
Good job. That's our boy. Good job, Ranj.
I like to think that he just said, I'm leaving this place. This place is dead. And he's out in the parking lot smoking with his buddies, talking about what they're going to do. I don't know.
He's out in the parking lot smoking with his buddies. When did Ranj turn into that guy? All right. Ranj will be back in a few minutes. He's out there getting the keys out of his car because he's dumb and he locked them in there.
Hey, here's that. Can I do my trending?
You can go first if you'd like.
I would love to go first. Hashtag my resignation announcement.
Oh.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no announcement, but people are hashtagging their resignation announcements, and some of them are pretty funny. One is a picture of a pretty good sketch of a dinosaur, and it says on this piece of paper, this is a drawing of a dinosaur. It is also my 2 weeks notice, which is like really random. Another says, is it common courtesy to put the word on your resignation letter, to put the word please before blank off? And that was her resignation letter.
I don't think I've ever turned in a resignation letter. I mean, I have left jobs before.
How have you left?
Very nicely with a handshake.
Like that day?
Hey, guys. No, none of them have gone that way.
Yeah.
I've not had one of those where I was either let go. Well, no, that's not true. I had one where I was let go where I was done that day.
Oh, yeah.
Another radio station. Not here. But here, when I left originally, way back, left here, it was just conversations.
Yep.
Finished the baseball season, shake hands, everybody's happy. Well, not totally. I've never done the whole I hereby resign my never done that.
Yeah, you're derp.
Yeah.
I've never given a resignation letter. I think I just told a boss.
I mean, I've had various jobs over the years, like, hey, I'm done in 2 weeks because I'm taking another job or I'm leaving, but I've never done that like formally.
Yeah.
Just tell the supervisor or the boss, hey, this is the date that I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, you know what else is trending?
What else is trending?
COVID. But
Oh,
not in terms of like it's trending up or down. The fact, the story that's trending, and you can find this on KMOX.com, is that the CDC is planning on reducing their, what would you call it?
Their
COVID restrictions.
Yes.
And my response to that was, there are COVID restrictions?
There were COVID restrictions? I have no idea.
I mean,
They're
practically
loosening.
speaking, there have been none almost at all for a pretty long time now.
Do you know what's really random is when you come across a place that does have COVID restrictions, you're almost taken aback. I mean, I flew on a plane recently, and I was, along with my friend, we were 2 of the 3 people on the entire 747 with masks on. Here's a place with a COVID restriction where I'm a little surprised. The visitor center at Forest Park.
Really?
You have to wear a mask now. That's relatively new development, but I don't think it's not at the Arch. It's not at the zoo. Just the visitor center. So heads up if you go there.
Indoors.
And it's volunteers, I think,
Maybe that's,
at the visitor center desk.
But you don't have to worry about the 6 feet distancing rule anymore. They're not going to be worried about screening anymore.
You don't have to worry about 6 feet distancing if you don't want to get COVID.
But maybe do it anyway. Maybe just keep your personal space to you and my personal space to me. I'm hoping that'll be one of the outcomes of what we went through with COVID.
The Wall Street Journal reported that home equity is at record levels. And while home values continue to soar, rising interest rates make it harder than ever to unlock equity. But what if you could cash out your home's equity right now while it's still sky high and not have to move? You can with Truehold.com. Truehold will buy your home for full cash value. Best of all, you get to bank all the cash now and continue living in your home. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays your home's full value in cash fast. Use your cash to do everything you've dreamed of, like travel or pay off debt. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com for the smarter, faster way to cash out your home's full value without having to move. 1-855-300-9993. 1-855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance agency, we've been proud to represent many fine carriers such as Safeco, Travelers, and Progressive. So please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 314-752-2500 or crawfordbutts.com.
Donate your car to Goodwill and get 4 free tickets to Six Flags. Ride the greats like the Screaming Eagle or hang out at Hurricane Harbor. Donating a car to Goodwill is easy. Towing is free, and you'll get a tax receipt. For more information or to donate online, visit mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Six Flags. Hurry while supplies last. Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, it's a sunny sky and 90 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. Travis McMichael has been sentenced to life in prison without parole for committing a federal hate crime when he killed 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia, Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones.
I'm very proud to say that we finally got justice for Ahmaud on the federal level.
McMichael has already been sentenced to life in prison without parole earlier this year, along with his father and neighbor. In February 2020, the group chased the 25-year-old black man in trucks as he was jogging in their neighborhood and shot him, believing he was a burglar. However, Arbery was unarmed and had committed no crimes. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden traveled to eastern Kentucky today to get a firsthand look at the immense flood devastation. They'll meet with first responders and flood victims like Alan Shaw.
I've been getting up every morning and I've been cleaning every day, and I've just been going at it every day, trying to make my life back where it was, trying to get where I was, before the flood happened.
The flooding nearly 2 weeks ago claimed at least 37 lives. Several are still missing. A groundbreaking will take place tomorrow for the new Chesterfield Sports Complex. Chesterfield Mayor Bob Nation says it'll be a place of healthy and wholesome activities for today's youth.
Keep them off the streets, keep them off the screens maybe. And, it just kind of fits in with the overall youth sports that is ongoing in the Valley.
The Chesterfield Sports Association says it'll be the largest indoor volleyball and basketball complex in the area. Construction could be done midway through next year. A disgraced baseball legend brushes off a pointed question.
The 1980 World Series winning Phillies were honored yesterday. And 81-year-old Pete Rose returned to Philadelphia for the first time since being banned by baseball over gambling. 5 years ago, plans to induct Rose into the team's Walk of Fame were scrapped when a woman claimed he had a sexual relationship with her when she was a minor. Rose called a female reporter who asked about it yesterday, babe.
I'm here for my teammates. I'm here for the Philly organization. And who cares what happened 50 years ago?
Rose later cursed during a stint in the team's TV booth. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
The First Mid-Bank and Trust Business Desk feeling pessimistic.
About 69% of Americans think the economy is getting worse. According to an ABC News Ipsos poll, that's the highest number since 2008. The gloom comes with inflation running at the highest level in decades. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Ferguson-based Emerson Electric Company is selling its InSinkErator garbage disposal business to Whirlpool Corporation for $3 billion. Emerson has owned InSinkErator since 1968. It has a 70% share of the garbage disposal market. Whirlpool aims to beef up its portfolio of home appliances. The Dow from Stifel's up 129 points to 32,933. And we've got 141 North closed at 21. A stall on 70 West past Union on the right shoulder. A crash on 30 West past Caroline Drive, the right lane closed. And a stall 141 South to 55 North on the right shoulder.
KMOX AccuWeather heat advisories through this evening. Real feels will be up near 100. And thunderstorms come in later today and tonight with some showers and thunderstorms. Repeated downpour potential could cause some flooding, and that's a problem we've been seeing. Temperatures today up to 92 to 96, low 72 tonight, low 80s tomorrow with more repeated showers and thunderstorms. We finally get some relief from this heat and humidity as we get towards the end of the week and weekend. With AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Dean DeVore and the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's partly cloudy and 90 in Florissant, 88 in St. Peter's, and 90 degrees downtown at the Arch. It feels like 100. Sponsored by Metro Transit. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Rising gas prices are straining budgets across the St. Louis region, and Metro Transit is here to help. When you commute with Metro, all you need to do is park, ride, relax, and save money while we handle the driving. 23 Metro Park Ride lots and garages and 6 free Metro bus lots. Start your commute at metrostlouis.org today.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Coming up at 11:05 on the show on KMOX, Chris Ranji, Amy Mark, Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here, celebrating 80s week, and we'll have some more fun 80s topics as we go along. You're more than welcome to join in on them. 314-436-7900. You can follow us on Twitter as well, at the show KMOX. We've got a photo there, a team photo from today where we're all somewhat 80s. Amy is full on 80s. Raj and I are kind of like somewhat.
What are you talking about? I'm wearing the life preserver. I got this old Apple 80s logo on. I got my Karate Kid All Valley Tournament Championship shirt on.
Yeah.
I got my Reebok Club 85s. I can't get more 80s than this.
I don't know. Everybody seems to think you look like you normally do.
Which is crazy because I've never worn a denim shirt to work.
Yeah.
Never one time have I worn a denim shirt to work.
That's interesting.
Like literally ever in my life.
I know, but what's funny is both Debbie and Carol independently said
they said that.
Doesn't he always look like this?
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe because I have a zipper and like I don't know.
I think it's the glasses.
It's that when we talked about this earlier,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all I have to do is wear a hat and glasses. And if any of my friends or anybody I know sees somebody with a hat and glasses, they automatically think it's me.
Hey, it looks like you.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, people look different even with a hat and glasses
Hey,
on.
guess what? The DGS is back from their vacation last week, and
Yep.
Andrew was sitting in the back room, our little office, and we told
He
him.
said something really offensive.
Yeah, we told him, hey, it's 80s week, and we showed him, our awesome get-ups, and he goes, oh, yeah, I remember all of that because of how alive I was in the 80s. He was born in 1990.
What a jerk. We should put people like that in jail. Like Andrew. Andrew should be
Is
in
he
jail.
old enough to vote?
I hope not. I can't believe it. What a jerk.
Unbelievable.
He's 30.
I know, but doesn't
Ish.
1990s to say you're born in the 90s, and I get it. I mean, my goodness, there's people on the Blues that were born in 2000, but it just 90s sounds like 10 years ago. When you say 10 years ago, I think 1998.
Yeah.
It does feel, you're right. It does absolutely feel that way to me. And I remember when I turned 30 thinking, oh my God, I'm so old.
Yeah.
And people who were older, like, shut up. I'm going to punch you in the face. I get that now.
Yeah.
I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
Because 30 is nothing. Being 30 years old, you're an idiot. You don't know anything at 30 years old.
So in our running group, we have some younger people who run with us. So there's me, I'm 39, and then we have 40s up to 55. But there's also a young contingent, and they are 25, 26 years old. They run with our group, and we joke that, oh my gosh, we, meaning the 40-ish people, were the silver sneakers to them. Like the way we look at the silver sneakers,
Oh, yeah.
which are awesome, the exercise groups at the Y, we are the silver sneakers. But one of the girls, Lisa, she is awesome, great friend. She turned 25 and she was freaking out by how old she was. Oh my gosh. She's like, I'm 25 years old. I'm a quarter of a century old.
You
And-
should have thrown her in the river.
And yeah, it's funny because
I'm
I
a
remember
quarter. That is the most offensive thing that people say. Like, I'm a quarter of a century old. Shut up. A quarter of a century is nothing. It is nothing when it comes to age. This isn't 1650 where you died at 25, where people like barely got past the age of 27.
Yeah.
Joan of Arc lived a long, good life. She was 16. You know, what are we talking about here?
Ron, you
Oh,
probably
I'm
have
so mad at her.
You must have the emptiest lawn in St. Louis.
I don't have a lawn.
With that old man. Get off my lawn, you stupid kids.
Oh, God, it's the worst.
How are you that
so-
grouchy? You were that person at 25 and you have no sympathy for just being that way because you can't help it. You are how old you are.
Mhm.
When you're 25, you're going to be 25. I mean, you're going to
No,
act
it's
and
okay to
think
be
like that.
25.
Well, then,
but then to act like, to say
that's all they know.
I'm a quarter of a century old to make it sound like you're ancient.
They barely even had a driver's
You
license
should
for
be-
10 years at that point. It does seem
That's
old.
exactly the point.
Right.
You should be tossed into the river for that.
You know what's
it's
amazing?
it's an infraction that should be punished.
Is you guys are confirming and affirming, I should say, the description I made of you two to some friends this weekend when I was describing the show. And I said, well, Ranj is always crabby and Wheeler
no, that's
is,
Kevin.
No,
No,
Wheeler's
you're
always
the
angry.
curmudgeon. Yeah,
I'm not
you're
crabby.
You're curmudgeonly.
There's a difference. Ranj is crabby and Wheeler's angry.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. But you two are those things.
Ron
Anyway,
is definitely the curmudgeon.
I don't feel like that I am.
You totally are. You
I
just went on
feel-
a full curmudgeon rant right there.
Well, I mean, that's outrageous. That is outrageous.
he is so get off my lawn that he doesn't even have a lawn.
You're telling me
Yeah.
that you find Amy clearly finds some offense in it because she told us the story. You
Which
must
story?
find some.
None, because I
That's-
used to be that way, and you can't be what you're not.
What?
You can't have the perspective of a 50-year-old when you're 25. You can't.
First of all,
No, but you can have the realization that 25 is really
You
not
can't
old.
because you can't.
Kevin
Yes, you
Because
can.
to you, it's a
because
long
you know
time.
people who are 80.
It's literally your entire life.
Kevin Wheeler is the Neil deGrasse Tyson of fun hypotheticals. When you want to make a joke or have fun because Andrew said, oh, I was so alive in the 80s, Kevin Wheeler is like, well, technically, he wasn't alive in the 80s.
in the 80s. That's
Yeah.
a great point.
And you can't go back to being younger, so
Oh,
you should just
man.
accept it. Real.
Andrew
real
should be in jail.
irritating.
Great. I'd
That
rather be that.
25-year-old.
I'd rather be that than Walter Matthau here. He's over here
who
like
that is.
grr, grr. You don't
Walter
know who that
Matthau.
is?
Walter, I mean, I don't,
Grumpy old man.
oh, I don't feel grumpy at all. Walter Matthau, great actor.
He is great.
Great. Loved him.
Walter Matthau would play Ranji
I know.
now.
Yeah.
Is he
He's
dead?
good.
Wait, is he dead?
Yes.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
So was Jack Lemmon.
All right. I got something that made me angry since we're going with the
Oh,
whole
now who's the curmudgeon?
curmudgeonly
boy.
and angry. Well, this one you're going
No,
to
there's
agree
a
with
difference.
me. Ron, I think you're going to. Amy, I'm not sure if you're going to agree with me on
Okay.
this or not. I was a little bit irritated at old Malcolm Gladwell.
Oh,
So I saw
love
his.
Malcolm
I saw his.
Gladwell.
Of
I
course
can't
you do.
I can't stand him because he's like smug and like I mean I don't
Oh,
mind
wait,
people
would
that
you
are
say that you
smart.
find him irritating because he has all of the answers?
No,
I see what you did.
no.
Well done,
I would
Amy.
say he's irritating because, well, he's got it figured out for everyone.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's the kind of thing. So this week, he's quoted in a story in the New York Post talking about people working from home and how it's not good. And some of the phrasing that he used was super irritating. Like something along the here. This quote. He said, if we don't feel like we're part of something important, then what's the point? If your job is just a paycheck, then it's like paycheck.
Yeah.
Then it's like, what have you reduced your life to?
Yeah.
Oh, what have you reduced your life
What have
to?
you reduced your life to? Then he goes on. He's talking more about like people that want to work at home rather than coming in, and he's talking about how he says we want people to have a feeling of belonging and to feel necessary. He doesn't say we want to make them necessary or make them belong. Just make them feel that way. By coming to work, you're going to feel like you're. Now, I like coming to work, and I mean, for our job, being in a studio is a helpful
it's a lot
thing.
easier.
It's a helpful thing especially when you're doing this. I don't want to work from home all the time, but for some people, it's obviously a good thing. A lot of people save money on gasoline, on car maintenance, on childcare,
On time.
And to act like you're just missing out because you're not a part of something bigger than yourself is such a snobby idea. It's such an, I mean, it's such an, and I hate this term, but this is what irritates me about him. He's the guy that makes other people get the label elitist because that's what he is.
But see, I disagree. So as someone who, I really like Malcolm Gladwell, I have his books and I've listened to them on audiobook. And he's reading them, which I think is a big deal. But what he does is he explains psychological phenomena, and he does that whether it is why certain shampoos, like when did Home Hair Dye, and I'm not even kidding you, why did Home Hair Dye, which is a huge business, how did it take off? Because it used to be I think it was in the 50s, that if you dyed your hair at home as a woman, like you were quite literally considered a woman of ill repute, right? And so how did it become socially acceptable? Or hush puppy shoes, how did they basically go out of business and come back? And what he describes is these feelings. Like, what is it when you look at major trends, not individuals, but major trends that make certain things take off, whether it's Heinz ketchup being the ketchup or hair dye or hush puppy shoes. And so what he's explaining is not you need to feel something. He's explaining the larger trend of workers feeling a connectedness to their job or feeling disassociated from their job. And when you don't have connectedness and it is just a paycheck, you don't have as much buy-in. He's not saying it's good or bad. It's a psychological phenomena. To me, I get what he's saying here.
Let me read something that was written about a dozen years ago, and I won't tell you who it's written about. Here's what it says. This was in the New Yorker, or New York Magazine. My apologies. It says, his writer's life is part anachronistic, part futuristic. His Lexus, a car he concedes he rarely drives, is parked down the street in the space he pays a small fortune for. A couple of miles north in Times Square are his editors, who don't see him in the office very often, owing to his self-professed, quote, aversion to Midtown, but who grant him a license to write about whatever he chooses and accommodate him with couriers to pick up his fact-checking materials, lest he be forced to overcome that aversion. Guess who that's about?
It's about Malcolm Gladwell, but my guess would be
Malcolm Gladwell, who doesn't go to the office.
Oh!
First of all, if you are a runner and researching and you can sell millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of books, I think you, Chris Ranji, would also have.
Well, wait a minute.
So then it's good to work from home in some cases.
He doesn't need that connectedness that everybody else needs.
Yeah, like I thought he needed to know people.
He's special.
I'm going to tell you what my agent told me.
You have an agent?
Wow.
Yes, when I wrote my book.
Oh, okay.
He said, you will probably not make it as a writer because you're too happy. You need to be more isolated and either be an alcoholic or addicted to drugs.
So we're talking about a case-by-case thase here where he's saying that everybody should be in the office, but not me.
He's doing the
You should be in the office, but I don't need to.
I don't need to because I'm smarter than all of you.
When we're talking about work from home, we're talking about what, 60% of the population, 40%? Because remember, this is not the medical industry. It's not the service industry. It's not teachers. It's not anyone in the trades. So we're already cutting the population by a huge chunk. And then when you look at the work from home, those who have the potential to work from home, what he's saying is generic trends, corporate jobs, a lot of times you will have more connectedness, but he's not saying that there are times that you won't. Like one of my friends who is in sales and all of her clients are out of state. Why does she need to go into the office? She's on the phone all day anyway. If there is some type of collaboration or cooperation, I think there's a benefit to it. So I think, again, he speaks in terms of general trends. When he's talking about hush puppy shoes, I don't know anybody who wears hush puppy shoes, but they're making it and they were able to have a resurgence.
Well,
trends.
I will say that I agree with the overall idea that it may not necessarily be better for, and I'm thinking of it from the perspective of people who work in service, who work for bars, restaurants, who work in places that are in downtown areas where they rely on an office crowd, and that does affect their businesses. I agree that's bad for them. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the other stuff, that it's that we're now all suddenly disconnected.
I don't think it's
I mean, maybe
it's trends.
Well, yeah, but whatever the trend is, I'm not sure it's necessarily bad. I think it's bad, again, for service workers, but I don't know how you fix that because a lot of people can be more productive from their homes. People who work in offices, I have a lot of friends who have the option of working from home or who have had it and are now having to go back. And every one of them, almost to a T, is like, I can get so much more done at home just by being at home. I don't have to sit in traffic. St. Louis isn't an area where you have to sit in traffic for 2 hours to get to work. So it's a little bit different here. But if you live in a bigger city with a lot of people and there is crazy traffic, that's a lot of time wasted in the car. So a lot of people feel like they can be more productive from home.
It's a great point. But Malcolm disagrees. You need the connectedness. If it's just about a paycheck, what have you done with your lives?
I would rather be disconnected from you guys.
Yeah, what have you done with your lives if you just reduced your job to a paycheck?
Hey, I got to go. I locked my keys in my car. I'll be right back.
All right, we're going to continue with 80s Week coming up. Ken Oberkfell is going to join us after the 10:30 news. Next up, we're going to each tell us who our 80s TV family would have been.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
The Cardinals host the Brewers August 12th through 14th and celebrate the Heartland Coca-Cola 1982 World Champions 40th Anniversary Weekend. On Friday, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home an embroidered 1982 V-neck jersey courtesy of Phillips 66. That's Friday, August 12th. The Cardinals, the Brewers, and 82 V-neck jersey. Great seats remain. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
Do you feel the need for speed? Then fly over to Busch Stadium for Top Gun Maverick Night on Friday, August 12th. That night, the Cardinals host the Brewers, and with the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals t-shirt featuring our favorite co-pilots, Uncle Charlie and Yachty. That's August 12th, Top Gun Maverick Night at Busch Stadium. For tickets or more information, visit cardinals.com/theme.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This time of year, you might notice that the brick in your patio is going astray. Call Morelli. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan for Morelli Tuck Pointing, which has won every award possible in this industry, including the Better Business Bureau Torch Award, which is only given to companies with exceptional customer service. Morelli Tuck Pointing is the masonry specialist, serving St. Louis and beyond for 31 years. Morelli can do completely solid houses and buildings, spot pointing with color match, brick and stone repair, foundation repair, walkways, porches, patios, caulking, waterproofing solutions, and much more. Family owned and operated, and a lot of longtime employees that are like family. Call and request a free and quick estimate at 314-645-1387 or online at MorelliTuckPointing.com. And don't forget to check out their great reviews on the Google and Better Business Bureau websites. 314-645-1387 or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
What is these storms and the devastation the rain has caused with the flooding? I mentioned Stray Paws before. They're a rescue place to find dogs, and they try to find them forever homes. And they lost 10 puppies They couldn't get to them in time because the water came up so quick. And the building, I was just out there, but everybody's down there and they're all volunteer and they're trying to put the building back together as quickly as possible so they can help the stray dogs. So if they ever needed anybody's help, it would be now. If you would like, or if you find it in your heart, if you have an extra dollar or two, if you could, go to my website. It's bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. Go to on the front page where you see like those 3 little bars up in the top right-hand corner. Click on that, and Stray Paws should come up, and just click on that, and you'll have all their information, their email, and you can contact them directly. It would be greatly appreciated. And God bless.
The show celebrating all things 80s.
Drummer's the big runner. He's at third. 2 down. Sax jam. Lavelle at the belt. Checks. Brummer's stealing home. He is safe, and the Cardinals win. Brummer stole home. The dugout comes out, and they congratulate him. You wouldn't believe it. Glenn Brummer.
All right, just after the news at 11:30, we're going to talk to Ken Oberkfell. Of course, this week we're doing 80s week, but it's part of celebrating and remembering the 1982 Cardinals World Series championship team, which is going to be happening at the ballpark this weekend at Busch Stadium this coming weekend. We're kind of using the week as kind of a way to ramp up to that, and we'll be bringing in some of the players from that team. I mentioned Ken Oberkfell coming up in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll do some other 80s fun stuff as we go along, too. Now, here it was an interesting time, like 80s television. There were a lot of like family sitcoms, right? It was kind of a big thing where you had all these different versions of families and different kinds of them. And I don't know, we're gonna, if you want to be a part of this, go to the show KMOX on Twitter, at the show KMOX on Twitter.
It's hard to imagine you could go through something as public and dramatic.
And you can also throw in random voices if you'd like to. You can go to the text line 314-436-7900. If one of those families was yours, because I've been thinking about it, Amy. I can't think of one that kind of mirrored my own. Like the famous 80s families would be like the Cosby Show, right? The Huxtables. We weren't anything like that. My family was nothing like that. The Keatons, we were nothing like that. My parents weren't hippies. It was like, and I certainly wasn't Alex P. Keaton. I mean, I don't know that any of these really fit me. The closest I can come up with is Miami Vice.
Okay.
Crockett and Tubbs are my family.
Crockett and Tubbs were your family. Okay, here's some advice for
and
our
Huggy
listeners.
Bear. Wait, that wasn't on that. That was on Starsky and Hutch.
For our
Huggy
listeners
Bear.
and Kevin. So this game where you pick your TV sitcom family is best played, best serves its purpose in the same way a toupee does. It best serves its purpose if you look at it from a distance and it doesn't really hold up to close inspection. That's how you have to pick your TV family. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, we're not the Huxtables. My dad wasn't a doctor and my mom wasn't a lawyer and we didn't live in New York. You got to pick the overall vibe.
I picked Miami Vice.
He picks Miami
Vice.
Crockett and Tubbs are my family.
You're more like
they influenced me more than any other TV family show.
Is All in the Family an 80s show?
No,
or is that
was
a 70s show?
Yeah.
Okay. What 8 is enough? Is that a show?
About the family
70s.
70s. Alf? So who's the alien?
Well, that's
that would be me.
It's just the overall vibe. Or
Full House.
Family Matters did start in 89. So that could be a family. Growing Pains, that family. Like which vibe? Full House.
Maybe Cheers. That would have worked.
Mama's Family.
But you don't drink. You don't go to the bar.
No, but I mean, that was more like what my household was like.
Yeah, a bunch of people talking over each other.
Yeah, loud and goofy.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Yeah.
Mine was very easily Roseanne, I think. Like that was my family. Blue collar. Mom's kind of funny. Dad is just like laid back. Yeah. I didn't have any brothers or sisters though. So like that without the siblings.
Hey, Married with Children started in 87.
Oh, I know. Oh, no. I mean, like that's not really, again, this is why it's hard for me to pick one that's similar to my own experience. Because how many of the TV families have like the super chill, laid back mom, super nice, like nicest person in the world, doesn't yell. And then like the dad that's just like got a quick temper.
Okay, guys.
He's a really nice guy, but he's got a quick temper. Like, where's that TV show?
In the 1 o'clock hour, we're going to get our listeners.
And we'll pick one for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys can send them to the text line 436-7900. Hit the show.
I know Amy's.
At the show, KMOX.
Little House on the Prairie.
I think that was 70s also, though. Oh, but it was in the 80s, too.
It was in the 80s.
All about summer heat and humidity. Summer weather.
We're breezy and we're hotter today. We're going to get up to 95.
Summer traffic.
2 major closures.
Plenty of detours.
Ramps that are closed.
Up to the minute forecast from Dean DeVore and Dave Murray. Keeping it all about sunshine.
It looks like the weekend gets sweltering again.
The latest traffic from Roger Brand.
Southbound Lindbergh on the westbound 270 closed for the next 3 weeks.
Stay up to date.
Keep abreast of the current information.
It's super important for me to know
when you need to know. We've got you covered on News Radio 1120 KMOX.
Ask yourself, what am I doing to guarantee I will have adequate inflation-hedged income that I may never outlive? Why not make sure your future income is growing and may last as long as you do? Call for your complimentary retirement and income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233. And also join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio.
Spark Co-working St. Louis is a new collaborative workspace located within the PwC Pennant Building in Ballpark Village. The Spark Co-working community supports the thriving St. Louis entrepreneurial ecosystem, where you can live, work, and watch the Cardinals play all within one district. The all-inclusive workspace includes furnished month-to-month offices and suites with stadium, city, and arch views, concierge mail service, nitro cold brew coffee on tap, and so much more. Call 314-278-5297 or visit spark-stl.com.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
At 11:30, it's sunny and 92 degrees downtown at the Arch. And this just in, the New York Times reports that David McCullough, the best-selling American history author and documentary narrator, has died at the age of 89.
CBS News special report. The man who shot Ahmaud Arbery has just been given a life sentence for committing a federal hate crime. Travis McMichael was one of 3 white men convicted earlier for murder in the death of Arbery, the 25-year-old black man who was chased and killed in Brunswick, Georgia in 2020. Earlier, McMichael, his father Greg, and neighbor William Bryan were sentenced to life in the state murder case. Family attorney Lee Merritt.
We are extremely pleased that the court decided to follow the law, follow the sentencing guidelines, and administer a federal sentence of life in addition to her decision to keep Travis McMichael in state custody.
Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones.
Ahmaud was only shot one time. He was shot 3 times. And I tell you, I feel every shot, every day that I wake up.
The other 2 in the case will be sentenced later on today. CBS News special report. I'm Steve Kathan.
And on the roads, we've got an accident in the left lane of 141 North at Schneider Drive. We've got a crash on 30 West past Caroline Drive. The right lane is closed. A stall on 141 South to 55 North on the right shoulder. And our weather forecast from Dean DeVore. Some sunshine gives way to clouds, hot, humid with some showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon into this evening, which could bring flooding downpours. High today of 92 to 96 degrees with real feel temperatures over 100. Right now it's sunny and 92 downtown at the Arch. It feels like 103. All the news you need for your day is on the free Odyssey app. Download it now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Mosby Building Arts.
Mosby Building Arts here, talking about everyone's favorite room in the house, the kitchen.
If you love to host parties but are embarrassed by your awful-looking kitchen, our super talented team can design a kitchen you'll be proud to show off. Visit callmosby.com to get started today.
Guys, I want to talk to you about Ophthalmology Associates. I made my visit there, got to see Dr. Malhotra. And look, I come at this from a really interesting perspective in that I've never had glasses or contacts. This was only the second time in my life I've ever done an actual eye exam. And I'm going to tell you something. I was blown away by how quickly everything moved, by how simple it was, how everything was explained to me. Dr. Malhotra sat me down, talked about my eyesight, which, by the way, is still good. I don't need glasses or contacts or anything. I just needed some eye drops. What they found was, and I like to say I have salty eyeballs. Really, I have salty tears, like way too salty, and they can cause like a feeling of having dry eyes and things along those lines. And Dr. Malhotra set me up with these little eye drops, and no problem since then. It was perfect. And I can see why they're called the doctors, right? I can see why Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Prasadi, Dr. Royer, why they're the ones that professionals go to. You should call and set up an appointment if you want to get this done the right way. 314-966-5000, 314-966-5000. And of course, make your appointment, get checked out for everything. Dry eye, allergy eyes, cataracts, macular degeneration. If you need LASIK, these are the people to talk to. They are the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. They're experts in diagnosis and treatment. And again, all of these types of conditions and diseases, call for an appointment, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold at Newbold Toyota. If you're worried about gas prices, Toyota has the most models of hybrid electrics in the industry. From the best-selling Camry to the best-selling RAV4, we've got it all. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
This is Corey with Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Shopping around for new HVAC systems is something nobody ever wants on their to-do list. So let's help make things easier with free estimates on new equipment, up to $2,150 on Carrier Cool Cash rebates, and 0% financing for up to 72 months. With over 50 years of award-winning service, you can trust Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling with your new system install. For details and to get in your comfort zone, contact Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling at aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
The show celebrating all things 80s.
Her name is Samantha Baker, and today is her 16th birthday.
Fred, she's gotten her boobies.
Oh, I'd better go get my magnifying glass.
16 candles.
You say it's your birthday.
Sugar from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss, and that's a winner. That's a winner. A World Series winner for the Cardinals.
40 years ago, hard to believe, but that's what's going to be celebrated at the ballpark coming up this weekend, the 40th anniversary for that 1982 World Series championship team. Of course, Jack Buck with the call there. You're listening to the show on KMOX. Chris Ranji, Amy Marks, scores Kevin Wheeler. And we are happy to have Ken Obergfell with us. Of course, Ken, a part of that 1982 season. First of all, Ken, thank you for joining us. We hope you're doing well.
Oh, thank you very much. Just trying to find the coolness instead of the heat.
Yeah, we're all trying to deal with that. And hopefully this weekend it'll be a little easier because it was pretty tough at the old ballpark this past week. And although I don't need to tell you about that, I'm sure on the old turf in the old stadium, it was pretty miserable in the middle of the summer.
It definitely was. I remember one day we decided to check the temperature out. We got like one of those meat thermometers and put it in the turf. Sit there for a while and it come back 128 degrees. They said, "We're playing baseball." Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know that you grow up in the area, so you're very familiar with a St. Louis summer and what it's like here and the humidity and how hot it can get. But I'm always amazed at the turf stories that guys are. You guys were coming back and putting your cleats in ice baths, weren't you?
Oh yeah, we do that. We put cabbage in our hair and our hat. Like a piece of cabbage that was frozen, and change it every half inning. And we did anything we could try to make it.
Does that cabbage work?
Well, I was gonna say, I've never heard of the cabbage thing before. How did you know to do that?
Willie Stargell had told me about it. And I said, "There ain't no way." He goes, "I'm telling you, take a frozen cabbage, make sure it's frozen, put it inside your hat, and change it every half inning."
It makes a lot of sense. It fits in your hat perfectly, covers the top of your head. Yeah, I mean, that also had to be a bit of a home field advantage for you guys, right? I mean, we just saw this past weekend with the Yankees in town. The Cardinals acquired Jordan Montgomery, and, being a guy that was with New York all this time, he had a little trouble with the Heat himself this past weekend. You guys had to have at least some advantage from that.
We did. I guess we did. You blocked it out of your mind. We just said, okay, it is what it is. We got to play, so let's don't worry about it. And then the teams coming in to play us were like, oh, man, this is horrible. It's 130 degrees.
What were, other than the heat, what were the advantages to playing at that Busch Stadium?
The big, spacious ballpark with our team, which was designed to run. Whitey made sure that, and playing in a big stadium was really, really a big advantage for us because of our team speed.
As we're looking back and celebrating the 82 World Series, obviously, other than winning the World Series, when you look back at that time, that series, those 7 games, what stands out to you?
Oh, Milwaukee is a pretty good team. Nothing really stood out. We just went out and played the game the right way. We were very fundamentally sound because Herzog made sure. So we just went out and played the game.
I got to tell you, and Ken Oberkfell is with us here as part of our celebration. This weekend, the Cardinals will be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the 82 World Series championship. One of my favorite things, Ken, as a kid, I was born in the 70s, but I was a kid of the 80s. I was 11, 12 years old around the time of the 82 World Series. And one thing I think is missing now that I really appreciated about that for you guys and for St. Louis, it was Whitey ball. But all across baseball, teams were different styles, right? It was Whitey ball against Harvey's Wallbangers in the World Series. One team is hitting the baseball deep and hitting a lot of home runs. The other team is speed and pitching and defense. And I felt like there was a lot more variety in the way teams played in the 80s than what we see now.
I agree with you in that respect. I think, the teams just played their baseball like you had, the Mets way, the Dodgers way.
Right.
It was Whitey ball. We just called it Whitey ball, and we get on base, and, Whitey had one sign. And we asked, what's the sign? He goes, run. Run. Remember Chuck Hiller, our third base coach, he was getting people blown up at home plate. We just run by, and he comes frustrated. He got in the guy. He goes, "Why do these guys won't listen? They never stop. They keep going." But he said, "Let them run." And so he did, and we just ran. We played Whitey ball in our park, and that's what went out and made that team into what it was. It was very fast, very fundamentally sound. And we just had fun. 40 years though, man. I was talking to John Stewart at a banquet one night. He goes, "Man, this doesn't feel like 40 years." I said, "I know, it feels like 60.
So Ken, that 1982 season, you get to about the middle of May, and that race that you had, I mean, nobody was ever more than like a game or two out of first place. The second place team was always very close. And on this date, on August 8th, the Cardinals are a game out of first. And within a couple of days, you would take first place and really have first for the remainder of the year, except for a couple of days sprinkled in there. When did you know, or when did the team know that you were on to something special?
Well, I think when we went to Philadelphia for a 3-game series and we faced Carlton the first day, and he beat us. But Jim Cotter was telling the story that Mike Schmidt's going, "Oh, we just got to get through Montreal now." And Jim Cotter goes, "You better think about us." And we went into Philadelphia, and I think the big key to turn our season right where we wanted it to be was a 1-2-3 double play. Suter to Schmidt, 1-2-3 double play. And after that, it was like we were off to the races.
So in that World Series, Ken, as the series went along, you guys had a 1-game deficit. You're down 3-2 heading into Game 6, coming back to your home field. What was your guys' mood or focus with that, just knowing your back's against the wall? You've got to win Game 6 and Game 7 if you're going to win this whole thing. Obviously, you're going up against a team that can typically score a lot of runs. But you guys, other than Game 1 of that series, pretty much held them in check.
We did. What was good about that club is we had LaPointe and Stuper were big keys to that pitching staff. I mean, Stuper throws game 6 and, you know, beats them 13-1. So, you know, we just felt if we could get it back to St. Louis, we'd be fine. And that's pretty much what we did. We got the series back to St. Louis, and we were fine.
How much of the celebration do you remember?
I remember my wife drove.
That sounds like it was a good plan. I'm sure.
Well, we celebrated at the ballpark and that. And my family, you know, I grew up in St. Louis area, obviously over here in Illinois, and you know, we just celebrated for a while, and then the mayor of Maryville said, "If you guys win this World Series tonight, I'll leave the bars open for a while." Well, we like that, so we ended up winning. And he opened the bars, and a lot of people showed up, and it was just St. Louis is just such a great sports town, especially baseball.
I'm just laughing about the parties because I haven't really thought about this, but I just did the math. The Cardinals win the World Series in October of 1982. And I was born 9 months later in July of 1983.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Wow. Thanks for the encouragement.
Yeah.
You guys had a bigger impact than you knew.
Wow.
Obviously.
I'm an old World Series baby.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's funny because my oldest daughter was born in 81. And then I had twins, a boy and a girl, that were born in 82. Well, I told my oldest daughter, I said, "You know what you are? You're my strike baby." And then she goes, "Oh, yeah?" She goes, "Well, what's Joey and Beffy?" I said, "They're my World Series baby."
That's great. Hey, nothing else to do during the strike. I mean,
I was going to get a job, but I said, no, I won't do that.
Last thing that I have for you, Ken, and obviously they're getting the gang together this weekend at Busch Stadium to celebrate the 40th anniversary and all that. What is it like when you get the guys together? I mean, is it just like you've never been apart? Because I hear people describe the unity and the brotherhood of the friendships that are formed in that kind of a season. Is it like just the old days when you guys are together like you will be this weekend?
Yeah, after about 2 minutes, you walk in, and first you got to try to recognize who the guy is. Then once you get it all recognized, you start talking, and the next thing you know, it's like old school, just like back when we played. And you know, it's sad because we're missing a few of them, like Forsh and Andahar and Porter. Yeah. Were big parts of that ball club. So, but yeah, it's almost like just getting to know them for about a minute or two, and then you're busy pounding a couple Budweisers and going from there.
Sounds like a blast. Well, we really appreciate your time today, Ken. Appreciate the stories. Have fun with the fellas this weekend. We'll look forward to seeing how that all plays out at the stadium.
I think it'll be great, man. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
You got it. That's Ken Oberkfell from the 82 World Series team. Born in Highland, Illinois.
Yep.
You were referring to that a minute ago. I figured I'd point that out.
Yeah. He referenced the game they played against the Phillies in Philadelphia. They lost to Carlton. Then they won the next two, and they proceeded to win, 7 in a row after that? And that was kind of it. So we're talking, that was September 13th that happened. So, I mean, that was a really tight race. I mean, if you look throughout the schedule, it was always like a game they were up or a game they were down or a half game up or a half game back. And it wasn't until the middle of September that they started to really take off and put some distance between themselves and the Phillies.
Yeah. So in that time, there were 12 teams in the National League, right? And in that, so the gap between, like, you take the top 10 teams, top 9 or 10 teams, they were all within 15 games of each other in the standings. So, you know, you look at it, everybody was close. 92 wins for the Cardinals, 89 for the Phillies, 86 for the Expos, 84 for the Pirates. That's the East. The West was basically the same, 4 teams within 7 or 8 games. So it was a really tight league. Even though nobody won 100 games, they were all competitive with one another.
And by the way, I shorted them a game. They won 8 in a row, and after that, they were up by 5.5 games with just a couple of weeks to go, and we know what happened after that.
All right, coming up next on the show, Amy and Ron are going to be mean to cats. Or they're going to say mean things about cats. You're not going to be mean to them. You're too nice for that.
What? No.
Your story.
I might be.
Yeah. Get to that next on the show.
Join Yadier Molina and your favorite Cardinals players at the Flavors of Puerto Rico charity dinner on Monday, August 15th at the Chase Park Plaza. You can enjoy rum-based cocktails and dinner prepared by one of Puerto Rico's celebrity chefs. The event benefits Foundation for Yadi's Foundation, which raises funds for underprivileged kids in St. Louis and Puerto Rico. For tickets or to sponsor, visit YadierMolina4.com or send an email to info@YadierMolina4.com for more information. You can also check the events page at KMOX.com/events.
STL Fence Works is the #1 fence and deck contractor in the state of Missouri. Now, right now, when everybody's talking about supply chain issues and shortages and materials, well, STL Fence Works has more decking and fencing supplies on hand right now than they've had at any other time in their 50-year history. And speaking of their 50-year history, Russ and Carolyn Long opened STL Fence Works back in 1971. Now their son, Sean Timothy Long, he's the STL, and STL Fence Works runs the company. That means you know you're working with a company that is family-owned and operated and locally owned and operated. And again, since they've got those materials on hand, when you order a project from STL Fence Works, you know that it will be completed by an experienced craftsman in a timely manner. You won't have that long lead-in time. And their lifetime warranty reinforces their commitment to quality and customer first. Their lifetime warranty surpasses anything else offered in the industry. Visit them today at stlfenceworks.com.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Summer items like garden hoses, pool toys, and lawn chairs are not recyclable and best donated to charity. Join Odyssey, and together each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
CertaPro commercial painters have powers beyond those of ordinary painters.
Power of minimal disruption.
We work with you to ensure a smooth project,
The power of making you look good.
making sure it's done right, on time and within budget, so every property manager looks like a hero. That's CertaPro painters.
The power of pro.
Get your project started at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
If the epic rains affected your home or business, Reinhold Electric wants to come out and help you out. If you've had water in your basement or water got to your panel, call Reinhold Electric as soon as you can. They'll come out, they'll look at it, they'll follow local jurisdictions to get everything restored safely. They've been actively working with restoration companies, and even if you're not working with a restoration company, you can call them directly as a customer. It is time to call Reinhold Electric. They are waiting for your call. They've been powering up, drying equipment, getting businesses back up and running, and they've been doing it as quickly as possible. This is not their first rodeo. They know exactly what to do in emergencies like we had with the rains in July. So call Reinhold Electric. 24-hour emergency services always had by Reinhold Electric. You can find them online at reinholdelectric.com. That's REINHOLD electric.com or 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. A live person answers that phone call 24 hours a day. Call Reinhold Electric and tell them Bo sent you.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
The Biz Dash is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour, combining fitness, company, team bonding, and fun. All levels of runners and walkers welcome. Thursday, September 22nd at Centene Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Who is this guy?
Kevin Wheeler.
With exaggerated mouth and tongue movements.
On the show.
Oh, the song that foretold it all, Ranch. Basically an entire song about how the news treats people. You know the song, Ranch.
I'm
It's Dirty Laundry.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Don Henley.
Yeah.
Do
Right.
you like Don Henley's solo career better?
Yeah, no, not better, but I like it.
I love his solo career.
Yeah. Do you like it better?
I think I do. I'm not saying it is better. I think personally, that's what I listen to more.
Needs more cowbell.
God, it doesn't need a lot more cowbell.
No, what it really needs is a couple more guitars.
It needs Glenn Fry too. That wouldn't hurt.
Well, then you're just
Oh, you don't like Glenn Fry?
Then you're just rebuilding the band.
I'm very not down or angry at, but just about the Eagles in general.
Interesting.
How are you down about the
I'm not
Eagles?
down. I said I'm I'm neutral. They're fine, but I don't own any of their stuff. It's fine. I
So-
recognize
Wow.
their place in rock history. They are legends. They are one of the greats.
Yeah.
They influenced a lot of what came after them. It's just not
Well,
me.
the 1980s killed them because that was their when 1980 rolled around, they were done being a band until they
See?
came back and played that show,
and
that
now they
acoustic
charge
show in the 90s.
$8,000 a ticket if you want to see the Eagles.
That's what I've heard.
But I do, again, I'm not saying that Don Henley's solo career is better than the Eagles, but when I like listen to Spotify playlists, it's got way more Don Henley. I think the only Eagles song I have on there is Hotel California.
That is interesting.
I would
But I have a
definitely, if
ton
I
of
had
Don
to
Henley.
choose between, I
Henley.
would definitely be more Eagles than Henley solo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I love the 80s, like the 80s sound.
I love the idea of your lead singer being the drummer also.
So
It doesn't
Phil
happen very
Collins?
often, or at least a guy who was a main singer in the group, because usually the drummer does not participate in the vocals.
Wait, but do you like Phil Collins then?
Yeah. Don Henley
They
was
do
a
that.
drummer.
They do that in Code Orange too.
I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, you should listen.
I love George Michael. If we don't have
Oh.
any George Michael this
Do
week,
we
I don't
better
know
have
what the
some
point.
Wham and some George Michael.
Can you name the other guy in Wham?
Nope.
Andrew
something.
Andrew McCutcheon.
Andrew McCutcheon.
Wow.
Andrew. I think
Ridgely.
it's a C.
Stolze.
Ridgely.
Andrew
Andy-
Stolze.
Andrew Stolze.
I got to tell you what happened here during the break. Completely off the topic, but we have to. Well, I'm not going to give exactly what Amy said,
Okay.
but we were talking about a historian who just passed away.
David McCullough.
Okay,
Dave
we
McCullough.
were not.
It's okay.
Whatever.
It's
Whatever.
okay.
He just passed away at the age of 89.
One of my favorite
He narrated
writers of all time.
the Civil War documentary from Ken Burns.
Yes. I mean, again, somebody whose work you will recognize at every turn. If you list all of them, you're like, oh, wow, know that. Oh, wow, know that.
So
He
Amy,
wrote the seminal book on John Adams.
okay.
Did not know
Amy,
that.
Amy brings up David McCullough. Amy
Yeah.
brings him up in a Twitter thread to the
With
other two of
us,
us.
yes.
And it was David McCullough passed away. And Kevin responds, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
And I
I
get it
didn't.
because I'm like, I don't think I know who that is off the top of my head
I was
either. And I had to look
offended.
him up. And then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And so then we tried to give her a baseball analogy where we said, okay, well,
here's the thing, because I said he is so prominent, you
Yeah.
should know who he is. And I said any equivalent to David McCullough in the baseball world, I would know.
and I said, what about Ernie Harwell
I thought he was a player from a long time ago.
that got
Yeah.
traded for Lou Brock?
Yeah. And you got the Ernie part right, which I was impressed by.
So, Amy?
Ernie
No.
Broglio.
I did
No.
say he was traded for Lou Brock.
What I said too was, I guarantee if I heard his voice, I would say I know that because he's done so many things. But I didn't. I'm not. That's not
Sure.
my world. It's not the world I live
Ernie
in. Just like-
Harwell, Detroit Tigers.
well, I mean, he's on the
famous
Mount Rushmore with
broadcaster.
Jack Buck and Vin Scully and
Yep.
those guys. Yeah. But it's okay. We just the point was that Amy and Ranji and I, we all kind of live in slightly different worlds, slightly different orbits.
Big different.
Okay, a lot.
Amy's
different.
in a different universe.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance agency, we've been proud to represent many fine carriers such as Safeco, Travelers, and Progressive. So please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 314-752-2500 or CrawfordButts.com.
Rachel and Dave here for Smart Mouth. Smart Mouth is simply the only mouth rinse you ever need to think about again. Unlike Scope, unlike Listerine, it actually has a chemical reaction that kills bad breath for 12 hours. Use it twice a day and you are covered.
There's so many Smart Mouth products to choose from. They have their dry mouth rinse, their clinical DDS, their original formula, plus whitening toothpaste, and their delicious mints. To learn more, go to smartmouth.com/Glover for a $2.50 off coupon.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hi, this is Arnold, owner of the Good Feet store. Have you been suffering with foot pain, knee pain, low back pain, or plantar fasciitis? Maybe you've tried all kinds of remedies with no relief.
It was terrible. I was in tears a lot. It hurt that bad. For 2 years, I was watching these commercials thinking, this can't be real. You know, you're never going to find out if you don't try. So my legs and my feet do not hurt like they did before Good Feet.
Call 314-317-9494 or visit one of our 2 locations on Olive, Catty Corner from TGI Fridays, or in Shiloh, Illinois, across from Deerbergs.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Individual results may vary. Consult your physician for medical conditions. Visit the website goodfeetstlewis.com. Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey for my trusted friend and realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is the agent I've been recommending for years. If you are planning to sell your home in this crazy seller's market, you do not want to leave a single dollar on the table. You'll love working with Gloria. Gloria Liu will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed-to price and time frame, or she will buy it guaranteed in writing. Her secret? Well, Gloria has the buyers. Thousands of ready buyers looking for homes in your price range and in your neighborhood. Lawrence and Shelby sold their St. Louis home in just 3 days at $17,250 over asking price, with multiple offers when their previous agent produced 0 results. They chose Gloria over other agents, and they were thrilled with the results. You should call Gloria Liu today with any questions, 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888. It's Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, it's a sunny sky and 93 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour: the flash floods that hit our area twice last week submerged hundreds and hundreds of vehicles.
Most of these cars will end up being totaled out because of the damage.
KMOX Auto Show host Greg Damon says although the cars are not totaled like they were in an accident, the floodwaters in modern vehicles can be a death knell.
Most of these cars today are just a rolling computer. So water just wreaks havoc, much like dropping your iPhone in some sort of liquid, just wreaks havoc on that.
Damon says if you're buying a used car, make sure to have a mechanic or technician look over it first to make sure there's no corrosion on the electrical system, which can be cost prohibitive to fix. One of 3 men convicted of hate crimes for the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery in South Georgia learns his sentence in federal court. WSB's Veronica Waters has more.
Travis McMichael declined to make a statement before his sentencing, which U.S. District Judge Lisa Godby Wood told him she's thought about more than he could imagine. Wanda Cooper Jones admits she had been anxious to hear her son's shooter speak.
Just a simple, I'm sorry. But evidently he wasn't sorry.
Judge Godby Wood told McMichael he had gotten a fair trial here, more than Ahmaud Arbery got the day he was chased and shot to death. She sentenced him to life in prison plus 10 years, rejecting his effort to let him serve his time in federal prison instead of the state. Veronica Waters for CBS News, Atlanta.
David McCullough, the Pulitzer Prize-winning author whose lovingly crafted narratives on subjects ranging from the Brooklyn Bridge to Presidents John Adams and Harry Truman made him among the most popular and influential historians of his time, has died. He was 89. Estimations project the future Chesterfield Sports Complex will bring in 900,000 visitors a year for volleyball and basketball tournaments. Chesterfield Mayor Bob Nation will be at tomorrow's groundbreaking ceremony.
If some or many of these people are traveling from, outside the area, then obviously they'll need to stay in the hotels and eat restaurants and frequent the stores, etc.
The new facility will be the size of 2 football fields when completed next year. It's being built by Keystone Construction. The Democratic-controlled Senate has delivered President Biden a major legislative win, a multi-billion-dollar spending bill focused on health care and climate change. CBS's Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill.
President Biden celebrated a major legislative win after Democrats' sweeping climate, health care, and tax bill passed the U.S. Senate. Following months of negotiations and a marathon weekend session, Vice President Kamala Harris delivered the tie-breaking vote.
The bill, as amended, is passed.
The First Mid-Bank and Trust Business Desk, what's for lunch?
Tyson Foods says meat sales are slowing with high prices pinching consumers. Recession fears hitting shoppers. Tyson said many are starting to trade down to cheaper cuts and cutting back on visits to restaurants. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 14 points to 32,818. We've got a stall, 270 north past Dorset on the right shoulder, 270 north at Dorset. We've also got 44 east past Jefferson on the right shoulder and 141 south to 55 going north. And the weather sponsored by Reinhold Flooring.
We're going to break this heat and humidity wave down with some showers and thunderstorms coming in from the north as we go through the latter part of the morning into the afternoon. Then we start a situation where we have a couple of days where I'm worried about the potential for repeated heavy showers and thunderstorms. We will get into some really nice weather for the middle to end of the week with temperatures back down the low to mid 80s with lower humidity. With AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Dean DeVore, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Want beautiful flooring at a competitive price? Reinhold Flooring has first-class flooring products, professional craftsmen, and a knowledgeable, caring sales staff. Start your next project by scheduling a free in-home measure and consultation at reinholdflooring.com. That's reinholdflooring.com. Right now, sunny and 91 in Florissant, 90 in St. Peters, and 93 downtown. Feels like 104. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Coming up on 12:05 on the show on KMOX, Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Doing an 80s week this week. Obviously, the Cardinals celebrating the 82 World Series championship team. We talked to Ken Obergfell last hour. We're going to catch up with Tom Herr later in the week. I know we have some others kind of planned for later in the week. I am not going to lie to you guys. I am I'm going on vacation. I'm not sad about that, but I'm super jealous that you guys get to finish 80s week. And I only get to do 2 days.
I can't believe you abandoned this on 80s week.
I know.
You're leaving Wednesday?
Yeah.
Or Tuesday?
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Why are we talking like that?
I have people in my family that say it like that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
And Sunday.
Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, like an ice cream Sunday.
And they wash their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Do they drink milk?
Yep. Yep.
Do you say milk? Milk.
It's
Oh
an
gosh,
I.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
I
an
might
I.
say milk.
You don't
Do
say
you?
milk.
You might do like a half,
Milk?
like halfway between.
Skim milk.
No, you say it right.
Okay.
You say it right.
Hey, texter to 636, and you can text into the show. We've been asking for your participation all day. 314-436-7900. This is from a 636. Karen Carpenter was drummer until the record company made her move out front. So that's one.
Really?
That's another drummer. I didn't know that.
Last hour we were talking about drummers that were also vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not, it's very uncommon though, and I didn't know that about her. My mom was really into the Carpenters. I think it was her and her brother or her and her husband
I think
that
it's
were
her
in
brother.
her brother. It was like a singing group.
Because they always have the sad Christmas songs.
Yes.
There's always kind of
I've heard
sad
that
sound.
sad Christmas album a million times because of my mother.
Yes. Why is it
Why would
so
anybody
sad?
want a sad Christmas album?
It's not supposed to be
Some of the
sad.
Christmas
Oh, it's not
tunes are
supposed to
really,
be?
yeah, it's not. No, it's like "Oh Holy Night" sounds sad, but it's not.
But even her
I'll be home
song,
for Christmas is kind of
like,
depressing. though.
the Christmas Waltz, like the frosted
I
window
love the
pane.
Christmas Waltz.
It's a great song, but for some reason, when the Carpenters sing it, it all sounds sad. Like
Mm.
you're looking at an
Yeah.
old photo book of how it used to be, and it will
Mhm.
never be that way again.
I
This-
obviously know the Carpenters and Karen Carpenter know who they are. I cannot name a single song.
I can't either.
But I bet if I heard it, I would know it was them.
I've heard the Christmas album, like I said, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You
Just
know who
because
else
my
has
mom
it-
was
who
into it.
has a sad Christmas album? James Taylor.
Of course he does.
It's not supposed to be sad, but again, when you listen to it, you feel like you've suffered great loss.
I can't wait for Christmas
That's
music.
why I'm not going to listen to. I'm gonna
Cannot
listen-
wait.
I'm going to listen to Very Twisted Christmas.
Is it Twisted Sister?
It's Dee Snider
Oh my
from
gosh.
Twisted Sister. It's
Oh my God.
hilariously bad.
Hey, Twisted Sister, is that an 80s band?
It is.
It is.
We're not going to take it.
We're not gonna take it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
that's the one.
You remember the video back when videos were a thing, and it was the beginning of there was another one that was called, the song was called "I Want to Rock." That was one of the first.
Yeah, I
early
know
hits.
that one.
And it's the dad is yelling at his kid, "What do you want to do with your life?"
That's the one. I've seen that.
And then the kid goes,
Yeah.
"I want to rock." Yep. And then the song starts. It's awesome. It was awesome. That's
The
80s.
80s. 80s really is just weird and fun and
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely like a strange, also kind of like somewhat innocent time, except we got a texter a few minutes ago that made an interesting point. We were talking about movies earlier. This was from the 314 said, I'm always surprised when I go back and I see like the 80s Brat Pack movies, and that's all the famous people that we can think of from that time, that there was basically this assumption that everybody in high school was having sex. Like that was how the movies were. And I think for most people, that was not the reality.
Unless you're a loser.
Like Fast Times at Ridgemont
Like
High.
Fast Times,
Yeah.
like 16 Candles. Although really it was all those movies were more about the chase than about the victory, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I would say so.
Largely.
Yeah, they don't show the victory.
Well, sometimes
Not in the
they do.
80s movies.
In
Well,
the 90s, in the 90s they started to.
yeah, oh yeah.
In the
For
90s
sure.
it started going
So
that way.
here's how come when I think of the 80s, you think of those movies like the Brat Pack movies, but also cocaine.
Because it was a big thing in the 80s.
Why
Cocaine
did
was
it
everywhere.
suddenly become a big thing in the 80s?
I
Because
don't
Kevin
know.
went to Miami University, and that's
Why do you
That's
think I
why.
went to Miami?
yeah.
It was known for cocaine, right?
Oh God, yeah.
I think it was the transitions, like it started in the 70s, like Studio 4 and all of that, or Studio 54, sorry, Studio 54, and then that morphed into the 80s and cocaine kind of took over.
That's
I don't
right.
really remember all that because I was 10 when that happened, but
Which is awfully young to be doing
Yeah.
cocaine.
And no, I guess it would have been the 90s Dallas Cowboys, not the 80s Cowboys, right?
right, but that was still kind of the remnants
The
of the
80s
80s,
Mets.
though, like 80s. Yep, the
80s Mets are very famous for that.
Oh yeah, actually, so were the 70s Pirates.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
late
that's
70s
right.
Pirates, they all had that big problem too.
So there was a
80s Reds.
a news trivia thing, and they were asking a trivia question about the guy. Do you remember the guy that got the pig heart transplant? Or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever? I
yeah.
think he has. Did he die? I don't know.
I don't know.
At any rate, before he did it, they basically, I think it was. Actually, I think it was the pig. Hold on.
Wait a minute, so you're gonna stop mid-story? You guys kill some time for a second because I gotta look this up.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay, just forget everything about that. All I know is some guy, there was a good chance he was going to die. And they said, what did they give this pig or person before they did this surgery? And the woman in the quiz show didn't know. And she said, can I have a hint? And they said, yes. They also brought a razor blade and a mirror.
Oh.
And I thought
Oh,
they were going to shave him.
oh, that's right.
He was going to have a shave. And in my defense, the lady also guessed a shave.
What?
And guys, it was cocaine.
Yeah,
Really?
that's
Was it?
exactly what that is.
Really?
Of course.
If you gave me a razor blade,
Not with a
and mirror,
straight edge. You nobody shaves with like those razor blades you use to
The ones that
cut
actually go
wallpaper.
into a razor.
it was a verbal prompt. So
Oh
of
my
course
gosh.
they just said they brought him a razor and a mirror, and I thought, shave. They're gonna shave. He's
So what
gonna
does this have
shave.
to do with the pig heart?
It had to do with cocaine. I
Oh,
think it was
okay.
the pig
Somebody
did
who's-
cocaine.
Amy's brain works in a really interesting way.
I'm actually not kidding. I think they gave the pig cocaine.
Your brain's like a flux capacitor. You need
Ah.
plutonium to run. And then when it just doesn't make sense.
21 gigawatts.
Oh my gosh. Amy, I love it.
Another 80s.
I know. That was a great movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Back to the Future?
You know,
Yeah.
there's a St. Louis tie to Back to the Future. So they live in Lions Estates
Yes.
in Back to the Future. One of the producers on the show, and I forgot his name, we can Google it, but he was from St. Louis, and those are the U City Lions. And his birthday is the birthday of my dad's friend.
Whose birthday?
When they go back to October, whatever, 1954, 56. That year is that St. Louis guy's birthday, or his dad's birthday.
Like October 22nd, 19. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But those Lions Heads estates in the Back to the Future movie are the Lions Heads from U City.
Huh.
That's what they are about.
I love Back to the Future. It was one of my number one. No, it wasn't. I shouldn't say it's number one, but it was certainly in the top 5.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that whole thing was kind of weird.
What?
The storyline with his mom having a crush on him.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty
weird.
weird.
Come on. What are we doing
It
here?
only got super
we
weird
can't
when
make
they-
that. We can't
when
make
they
that
kissed.
movie without that.
Yeah.
Bob Gale was born in University City,
Okay.
and he was a writer, producer on Back to the Future, and that's what those heads are for. But yes, I thought when Michael J. Fox kissed his mom.
So
That
I'm
is-
saying,
it is, you're right.
A lot of movies in the 80s, I think even into the 90s, they had these weird things where you look at them now and you're like, what were they doing?
Didn't Big bother you?
Yeah, well, it didn't bother me at the time,
But it's
because I haven't
weird.
seen it in a long time. But
Why
now
is it
I'm-
weird?
She
Big?
falls in love with the kid.
He's
But
a
she doesn't
kid.
know he's a kid.
I know, but it's still weird because at the end, when he turns back to a kid, she's like, oh.
He's adorable, and she's probably like,
No.
I've seen him without
I
clothes
mean,
on. This is bad.
There are a lot of creepy things,
It's
movies from the 80s and 90s.
I don't think Big is creepy. I think that the Back to the Future storyline with the mom is creepy.
And it's basically the whole storyline of the whole movie. Like, it's the core of the movie.
Like she's really into him.
I know.
I guess when I saw it, I was pretty young. I was what, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, something like that. I guess I didn't really. It just doesn't register like that. You're not thinking
when you're
in
a kid,
sexual terms. You're just not. So it didn't occur to me how odd that was. But I would imagine if I were 16 watching that movie for the first time, like you, I'd probably be like, "What the hell?
I don't know
This
if I
is
was
super
that old
weird."
yet. I don't know. When did that come out? Was it 86?
85.
85. Oh, I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, even 14, you'd probably be like, "This is weird."
Well, I remember thinking, why is this happening? This is super weird.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think beyond that. I was like, this is really like, now I think about it, I'm like, couldn't there have been another angle to the story that would have made it compelling and fun and not weird?
Nope, that's it. That's the only angle. There's no other thing you could do there.
Wait, are you still talking about Back to the Future?
Yes.
Okay. Also, this happened. I think The Empire Strikes Back was the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Is it-
1980. I
Oh,
think.
when
Isn't
the
that where Luke
sister,
kissed
brother,
his
sister, yeah.
Luke kissed. Yeah.
Yes,
Good
she
point.
did.
Luke,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of like, ugh, kind of like.
Yeah,
hints-
that was a little
hints-
weird.
Hints of incest.
This
in
is
the
kind of
80s.
my point. Like, and even into the 90s, I was watching a documentary the other day about the Woodstock 99 and how insane all that was. And somebody was talking about, like, yeah, that culture was weird then. Like,
Yeah.
American Pie was the biggest movie. And you're like, you watch that now and you're like, holy creep.
Mhm.
Like, it's funny and stuff, but you're like, it's not as funny as it seemed back then. Because now you're like, oh my God, everything here is weird and creepy.
Okay. Lest our listeners get mad at me because I was super vague on the Bob Gale details, I just want to iron this out before we move on.
Okay.
Bob Gale was born in University City on May 25th, 1951. He was inspired to write Back to the Future by a trip from his home in Los Angeles back to his parents' house in St. Louis. There, he found his father's yearbook and wondered what it would be like to travel back in time and meet the high school version of his parents. And in Back to the Future, Marty McFly encounters the initial construction on the subdivision called Lion Estates, where he'll grow up in the 1980s, and those lions were inspired by the Loop. The lions
And
in the
Robert Zemeckis got all the credit.
He
Because
did.
nobody talks about Bob Gale,
No.
but everybody talks about Robert Zemeckis in that movie,
But
in that
that's-
trilogy.
That's why it's Chuck Berry, and Johnny B. Good in
Ah,
that
the
scene.
St. Louis
because
tie.
the
Yes,
St. Louis tie
okay.
is because of U City and Chuck Berry, and yep.
Well, there you go.
Now you know.
Now that's a St. Louis thing I did not know.
I didn't
And I
know
learned
that
it from somebody who was born in the 90s.
I was born in '83.
All right,
Whatever.
we got our Redbird Report coming up at the bottom of the hour. Up next, we'll talk about what was big on this day in 1982.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
So I got a text from a friend over the weekend, actually last night, saying they had taken me up on the description of the Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, in particular the bacon cheeseburger pizza, and said, thank you. Thank you for the recommendation. It was amazing. And I got to tell you that I found out with my own experience having, well, you know, I don't like to sample pizzas. I'm a big fan of pizza. And when I go to the grocery store, go to that frozen pizza aisle, I like to have a pizza or two around the house in case I'm sitting there watching a ball game and feel like I want pizza. Or with college football, NFL season coming up, if I feel like having a pizza while I'm watching games, I want to have them there. And my new one is Brew Pub Lots of Matzo. Been around for a good long time, but relatively new in this area. But you can get them at all the area grocery stores. And what's best about this is that it's made with the real deal, like award-winning mozzarella cheese, and a lot of it, like half a pound per pizza. Great toppings. I mean, super high-quality meats, great veggies. I mean, the Hawaiian one is that's my favorite for now. There's a few left that I haven't tried yet, but that's my favorite for now, and it's all right there in the freezer aisle for you. So check it out. It's Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza. Thin cracker-like crust, bold sauce, lots of cheese, great toppings, and right there at your grocer, it's Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from the Gelman team of eXp Realty. Selling your home, every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman. Check out the only agents that I trust at thegelmanteam.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brendan. Do you have a home or a business made out of stone or brick? If so, listen up, because Morelli Tuck Pointing is the masonry specialist, serving St. Louis for 31 years. Morelli Tuck Pointing can work on completely solid houses and buildings, spot pointing with color match, brick and stone repair, foundation repair, walkways, porches. This time of year, people notice that their patios are somewhat cattywampus and those bricks need realignment. How about caulking, waterproofing? Morelli is a family-owned and operated business. Longtime employees there feel like family. And of course, everyone at Morelli is very proud to be a recipient of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award, which is only given to local companies with exceptional customer service. Today, you can call to request a free and quick estimate at 314-645-1387. When it comes to bricks and stone, go to the best. Morelli Tuck Pointing at MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Over the past 30 years, I've had people come up to me, often other lawyers, to tell me what a clever marketing idea it was for Cordell & Cordell to commit to men in divorce. Though intended as a compliment, such statements have always bothered me. For one thing, it's far from clear that a decision that's likely to disaffect half the market is a good business decision. But more troubling is the presumption that Cordell & Cordell's success is largely a result of good marketing. I think if you ask one of our 300-plus attorneys or one of our 100,000-plus former clients, that you'd hear a lot about practice skills, experience, client care, and integrity. These are the much harder things that best account for the growth and reputation over time of any law firm, including Cordell & Cordell. Having said all this, I am proud of our marketing messages, and I do want guys to know that we're here to help them. If we can help you, give us a call.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town & Country, Missouri, 63017. CordellCordell.com.
The show celebrating all things 80s.
It is now 7:06. You have exactly 8 hours and 54 minutes to ponder the error of your ways. Any questions?
Yeah. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
The Breakfast Club.
Man, I consider you guys my friends. I'm not wrong, am I?
Oh man, 12-year-old Wheeler's like rocking right now. Got the horns up. He's playing air guitar. This song was everything in 1982, wasn't it?
I don't.
remember.
I don't. I was I was 4 years
It
old.
was everything, man. It was so good, and it's from Rocky 4. Or, I'm sorry, Rocky 3, and it's part of the training. And it's such a great song, great movie. But obviously, that song for like teenage boys at that time, that was your anthem.
It was the #1 song in the country right now. This week,
40 years ago,
in 1982, Eye of the Tiger. By the way, if you were born on August 8th, 1982, you are currently 21,039,200 minutes old.
Wow, happy birthday.
Happy 21st millionth minute to you.
Minutes?
Minutes.
So
21 million
minutes,
minutes. 39,200.
Interesting.
How about that?
40 years ago this week, the #1 movie was E.T. Where do you guys fall on E.T.?
I loved E.T., but it kind of spooked me a little bit when it first came out, because I was like 4. I was 4 years old when that movie came out.
Yeah.
So it kind of spooked me a little bit.
Oh, sure. For a 4-year-old,
Yeah.
it would be intense.
Yeah.
Especially when they put up all the plastic.
Oh, and the house and like
Yeah.
the environmental people that contained him or whatever.
That was the scariest part.
The
to me.
hazmat suits.
Yeah.
All that was really frightening to me a little bit. But I loved the Reese's Pieces that came out of it. And if you
Yeah.
remember, Reese's Pieces were basically dead, like they were gone. And because that's what he ate in the movie, Reese's started to make them again because they blew up.
Yes.
Everybody started to buy them and had interest because that was
Wasn't-
the candy he was eating.
Wasn't E.T. the kind of a pioneer for modern product placement? You talked about the Reese's, but I thought that was partly.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it was always kind of a thing. But
Right.
like a lot of the shows, around that time, you started to get shows and movies
Mhm.
started to get more of that influence in there.
Right. And that might have been the biggest association, because I think most people who were around for it or know anything about the movie, they've heard the Reese's Pieces thing. Like they know about that. It has to be one of the first great associations between a brand and a movie.
Yeah.
At least that I can think of anyway.
So that was obviously one of the big blockbusters that year.
My hot take on E.T. Flight of the Navigator's better. I was not a huge fan of E.T., but Flight of the Navigator, I loved that movie.
Haven't seen it.
You have to see it. Also,
What is it?
it's just another 80s movie. It's a alien spaceship picks up a kid
Oh.
and he travels all over. And it's like a little bit scary though, because he goes into outer space, but when he comes back, more time has passed. So he just wants to go home, but he gets home and his parents are old and his little brother is now like 30. It's a little creepy that way.
Oh,
But-
Pee Wee Herman's in it.
so I
Paul
think,
Rubens,
but
who
I-
plays Pee Wee Herman.
I think it's like a cameo.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
plays somebody called Tremaxion.
Oh, maybe I have seen this movie.
So he must be an alien.
I don't know. I think I
Maybe.
may have seen it actually.
I have not seen it. Probably not going to.
Also, here's something that if you like falling down like YouTube rabbit holes, Drew Barrymore's first appearance on the Johnny Carson show right after E.T. came out
Mhm.
is hilarious. She's what the old folks say, precocious. It was just
She
a
was
little-
precocious.
It was a funny interview.
So that year, in addition to that, Fast Times in Ridgemont High, which is amazing, hilarious. Amy, I bet didn't see that one.
Not my favorite.
Amy's a bit reserved.
I'll tell you, like Poltergeist was another one I loved from that time, from that year.
Okay. Drew Barrymore in that interview
Yep.
with Johnny Carson, they asked her to be in Poltergeist and she looked at the script and started acting it out and said she didn't like it because it was too scary. And Steven Spielberg said, that's okay. It's a little scary. I'll keep you in mind for another movie. And then when he got E.T., he said, hey, here's a movie that's not as scary.
Interesting.
And that's why
I
she's
didn't know
in
that.
E.T. Yep, because she was supposed to be in Poltergeist and she said it was too scary and she didn't like it.
Didn't know that either.
Also, two favorites. Well, Rocky 3 I mentioned already. Loved that one. There's not Clubber Lang was such a good villain. That was awesome. That was Mr. T. But First Blood.
Oh,
So
Rambo.
The original Rambo.
Yes.
So that was not a Rambo movie. The Rambo chain followed First Blood.
Right.
That was such a good story.
It really is a good
It's
story.
kind of, it's your typical dumb action movie where like none of it would ever happen in real life. But a lot of it was interesting at the beginning, the setup of a Vietnam veteran who's kind of having mental health issues. And at the time, nobody would have thought of it that way. Right. At the time, you're just a loner. You just, you
He's
don't
just
want
a crazy guy. You don't want him in your town. And
Right.
the cop in the small towns, like, get out of here, drives him out of town, which is also an interesting dynamic because you would definitely never see, I think, law enforcement in a small town treat a member of the service, a veteran, like that now.
No, that's such a huge
chance.
thing, right?
No chance.
My sister just texted me, War Games.
Yes.
We loved that movie.
Was that 82?
1983.
Oh, that's
Matthew
such a good
Broderick.
movie.
The only way to
Do
win
you
is not
want
to play.
a game?
Global thermonuclear.
I need to get on that
nuclear
movie.
war.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. All right, coming up next, got more on the Cardinals. Matt Pauley is going to join us for our Redbird Report.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
You want some real weird stuff?
Yes.
I'm in one of those moods.
Have it.
What's the difference between real life and dreams? How do we really know that this is real life? Because every morning or whatever in the night when I wake up from a dream, I'm surprised to be in this world. Dream life or real life, whatever, like, oh my God, I was in the radio business and I was bald. And then you wake up, you're like, oh, that's right, crap.
It's a dream come true. The Dave Glover Show. Weekdays at 2 on KMOX.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AAMCO.
I've loved dancing for as long as I can remember, so my doctor really encouraged me to go back to it. Regular checkups, thorough exams, a whole wellness plan tailored just for me.
At Oak Street Health, we specialize in exceptional care for older adults. Our dedicated care teams provide the personalized care you need to stay healthy and live life more fully.
Age may be just a state of mind, but I mind it a lot less when I feel good.
Get the care you deserve. Visit oakstreethealth.com.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
At 12:30, it's sunny and 93 degrees downtown at the Arch. A reminder, heat advisories continue until 7 p.m., and repeated thunderstorms could bring some flooding problems into the region later today into tomorrow. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are witnessing firsthand the damage from deadly and devastating storms that resulted in the worst flooding in Kentucky's history. Biden and the First Lady are meeting with families and first responders in Kentucky, where at least 37 people have died after last month's deluge. The Biden administration has announced another $1 billion in new military aid for Ukraine. The pledge promises what will be the biggest yet delivery of rockets, ammunition, and other arms straight from Department of Defense stocks for Ukrainian forces. We have a stalled vehicle 44 east at Bowles on the right shoulder, also 44 west before Jefferson on the right shoulder, and 270 north past Dorset on the right shoulder. And some sunshine gives way to clouds today, hot, humid with some showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon into this evening, which could bring flooding downpours. High today between 92 and 96, with real field temperatures reaching over 100. Overnight low 72 degrees. Right now it's 93. It feels like 105 downtown at the Arch. All the news you need for your day is on the free Odyssey app. Download it now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Mosby Building Arts.
Mosby Building Arts here, asking what your dream bathroom looks like. Glam and gorgeous, modern and masculine, beachy and bodacious. One thing's for sure, nobody's style is old and ugly. So do yourself a favor and call Mosby for a brand new bathroom that's just your style.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Improve your gas mileage by properly inflating tires and taking your car in for a tune-up. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Have higher mortgage interest rates put you on the sideline of buying a new home? Well, not anymore. TR Hughes Homes and our preferred mortgage lender have teamed up to reduce your mortgage interest rate on all brand new, ready now TR Hughes inventory homes. Example, a 5.5% rate would be slashed to 2.5% the first year, 3.5% the second year, then 4.5% the third year. 3 years of below market interest rates on all TR Hughes completed inventory homes. Supply is limited, so don't wait to take advantage of this unbelievable offer. Certain restrictions apply and must qualify. Visit trhughes.com for details.
Hi there, it's John Hancock for First Mid Bank and Trust. They're a community-focused organization. They put so much money back into the communities where they serve. They've been around for 157 years. If you're looking for a bank, check them out. They got 19 locations here in the greater St. Louis area. Plenty of small business professionals to work with. They got insurance experts. Whether you're saving for your first home, paying off debt, or planning for retirement, First Mid Bank is the place for you. Go check them out online, firstmid.com. You'll be glad you did.
CertaPro painters have powers beyond those of ordinary painters.
The power of precision.
That's the power of a skilled local team who know what they're doing.
The power of accurate estimates.
Estimates, not guesstimates.
The power of certainty.
CertaPro painters. That's the power of pro. Get your project started at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
The show, celebrating all things 80s.
I'm going to send you up against the best. Yes, sir. You two characters are going to Top Gun. I feel the need for speed.
The pitch by Waino. Albert is hit high and deep. A home run for Harrison Bader. Yadier Molina has homered. Double play. It's a big fly for Albert Pujols. A home run in the first inning for Goldie.
This is the Redbirds Report.
All right, time to talk a little Cardinals baseball. Cards on a 7-game winning streak. They swept the Yankees over the weekend, swept the Cubs before that. So everybody's feeling pretty good right about now. Matt Pauley is joining us, KMOX Sports Dude. Does the pre-games Monday through Friday, Sports Open Line when there are no games, and joins us on Mondays and Thursdays here on the show. Matt, you jumped in at a pretty good time, my man, because things are going pretty well here.
I did. I'm taking a lot of credit for this because my 5 full seasons in Milwaukee were arguably the greatest 5-year run in the history of the Brewers organization.
Wow.
And now I have gotten here, and we've seen what's happened. So clearly this is 100% because of me.
Yeah, they've lost 5 of 6. Cardinals are on this 7-game winning streak right now. It's good to have you in town, man.
See, this is the thing, Matt. Everybody's talking about how much they miss Josh Hader. I think it's you that they miss.
Oh, clearly. Yeah. The post games are just not the same in Milwaukee anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, were you alive in the 80s?
I was about to ask that question.
I was born in 1982.
Oh,
so
so
you got a little memory. He's about your age, Raj?
Nah, he's
A little
younger than me.
younger.
Yeah.
He's a
Okay.
year older than I am.
Okay.
All right.
Happy 40th birthday.
Yeah, that was last week. That was Thursday of last week.
Wait, we didn't know this.
We would have team player.
We would have ignored it like we ignored Amy's birthday too. So,
well, we just waited for you to come back to have the cookie cake.
Oh,
Matt,
that's right.
You need to get a cookie cake. So you got to come in one of these days a little early. We'll get you a cookie cake.
You know what? It doesn't take much to motivate me. And cookie cake is definitely one of those things that can motivate me to move around a little bit.
Awesome.
All right. So this weekend obviously was everything you could hope for, right? I mean, you had drama, excitement, the biggest crowd in Busch Stadium 3's history. Bigger crowd than any World Series crowd, bigger than the All-Star game, the biggest crowd ever for Cardinals was for the Cardinals and the Yankees this weekend. You had drama, you had pitching. Yesterday we had offense. What was missing from this weekend? I don't think there was anything.
No, it was fantastic. And how many standing room only tickets did they have to sell on Saturday to get to that record too? Because I mean, that's incredible when you talk about All-Star games and World Series. I mean, those are games that every single ticket possible gets sold, yet somehow, I guess give credit to the Cardinals, they found a way to sell a few more tickets over the weekend. But that's really cool. And just the environment, Friday night when DeYoung gets that hit and just the place is going crazy. Then you got Sunday and you got that great at bat against Donaldson. I mean, this was just every single game lived up to the hype. And it's a weekend where it was a litmus test weekend. And I know you can't take too much out of one single series. It's just 3 games out of 162. Yankees haven't been quite playing the way they were playing early on in the season. But my goodness, there is no reason that the Cardinals shouldn't feel like that they can play and beat anybody right now.
So I enjoyed all the games, obviously, and yesterday's game. It was 4 hours and 25 minutes long. It's a long, a long baseball game. It went by pretty quickly. But what about all this talk about speeding up the game? If you have a great game, it happens to be 4 hours and 25 minutes long. Does that matter?
Okay, so my thing when it comes to speeding up the game, I don't actually care how long the actual game is, but I do care about the pace in which the game is being played. And I think those are two different things that get looped in together way too often. If there's constant action, I love baseball. Let's play some long games. Like, that's fine. You don't want to see a 4.5-hour game every time out, but you want to see pace of play. Like, that was one of the issues on Friday night with Dakota Hudson. His pace stunk, and it just slowed everything down. So I'm a big proponent of the pitch clock. When I was working in minor league baseball, my final year doing AAA baseball play-by-play, we had the pitch clock, and you don't recognize it as the game is going on. Like, you never once look up at the clock and go, oh, he's got 3 seconds to deliver a pitch. That doesn't happen. But all of a sudden the game's over, and it's over in 2 hours and 57 minutes, and it's an 8-4 game, and you go, oh, that was nice. So the pitch clock's going to be added to Major League Baseball at some point, and it's going to fix so many issues. But again, I think it's important to separate out time of game from pace of play. It
is funny because I was saying yesterday that to Cardinals fans who are primarily used to watching National League Baseball, if you were ever wondering what it's like to watch a Yankees game over the last decade, yesterday was it. It was 4.5 hours. It was a ton of runs. That just is typical of the kinds of games they usually play.
Yeah, and look, I'm old school when it comes to. I wish we still had National League rules. Now, the one thing I think they're still kicking around is the idea that the designated hitter would be connected to the starting pitcher, where you start the game with a DH, but then when your starting pitcher comes out of the game, you lose the DH, so you still get the drama of the National League rules in like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th innings.
Yeah.
It also incentivizes teams to maybe leave starters in. Like, if that's something they can do to bring back National League rules, I guess that's better than what we have right now. But I do miss the National League rules.
Keep it.
Yeah,
keep it.
They're not going to do that. They don't want to. Nobody wants to have to take out Shohei Ohtani. They're like, I think the idea, I think you made a really good distinction there between pace and time, and it's the action that we need. So yeah, yesterday took 4 hours and 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but there were 27 hits. There were like 40 base runners.
Mm-hmm.
There was action. I think action is the key. And by the way, yesterday, pretty reasonable when it comes to strikeouts. I think there were only 20 total strikeouts in the game for the two teams combined, which isn't that bad considering that you're looking at 54 outs, 27 outs per team. So like yesterday is long, but it doesn't feel as long when you have constant action. I've done some games, I'm sure you have too, Matt, where it's like 3-2 and it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. You're like, what is happening?
Oh, yeah. I've had those.
What is happening?
You watch it and you don't know how it's happening.
Right.
Like, it's the weirdest thing because you just don't understand how 3 hours have passed since first pitch.
Yeah. It's like the 6th inning of a 2-1 game. You're like, what's the problem here? Get moving, boys. But this kind of game yesterday feels different because there's constant action.
Yeah.
And
I think that, just speaking in terms of yesterday's game, in addition to having all of that action, how big a deal it was. Because, look, Arenado and Goldschmidt have been studs all season long. Carlson's been really good now for about 7 or 8 weeks. He started slow, but he's been going pretty well for a couple of months. But I think one of the biggest things this weekend was Paul DeYoung being a contributor. And I don't know that he's going to earn full-time every day at bats. but if he can be a contributor at all, that's a huge help.
It is, and it lengthens the lineup in a way where you've got DeYoung, you've got Edman, you've got Gorman. You can kind of mix and match whatever hot bats you have at any moment. If Gorman's is slumping and he just needs some time, you don't have this pressure to be able to play him. So you love the way DeYoung's playing right now, and obviously you want to keep that hot bat in the lineup. It feels like there is more depth to the lineup in a really big way when DeYoung is doing what he's done this past week or so.
I've spent a lot of time bringing up the fact that the Cardinals' record against teams that are good, at 500 or better, is not particularly good. And even after the sweep this weekend, it's still below 500, a lot more than I would like it to be. Does it mean anything greater that they were able to do this against a Yankees team that is as good as the Yankees are right now?
I think it retroactively means something if they continue to play well against good teams. If they go back to struggling against good teams, then you look at the weekend and you say, well, it was just kind of a flash in the pan. Yankees weren't really playing that great anyways. But if this is the start of something, if this is the start of a really spectacular 2-month run that turns into a deep run in the playoffs, then yeah, this is something. And you go back to this weekend and say, okay, it was that Yankees weekend where they showed who they were and that they could actually really play against anybody.
Okay, I'll ask the three of you this. Watching the game yesterday when the home plate umpire, Ed Hickox, got hit with that pitch or with the ball right in his cage.
It was a foul ball,
Foul ball right in the cage. I thought he would leave the game the way he stumbled back, and I was surprised that he stayed in the game. How much discussion goes on when that happens, and does he make the final call, or is there another, official who can say, hey, even if you want to stay in the game, you can't?
Somebody could convince him, but I don't think they can make him leave.
I don't know what the protocol is on that, because like in the NFL, you've got the doctors who have to clear you to go back in.
Yep.
I've never seen an athletic trainer or a doctor in a Major League Baseball game tell an umpire, you're done.
Because they tell players, right? You'll know that.
Yeah, that'd be like the team
protocol.
trainer and the manager be like, no, you're coming out.
Yeah, you would think that if you're hitting the head, you may not have the wherewithal to know that you shouldn't stay in the game. I was just wondering, who makes him leave?
Well, so yesterday, Marble should have just said to the athletic trainer, this guy's strike zone stinks. Get him out of there.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
it was pretty bad.
It was already like people were talking about
it was bad before the blow to the head.
Yeah,
maybe reset him.
Oh, gosh.
Jeez, Kevin. No, he got a concussion is what happened. Like, I'm like, do you think his strike zone was bad before? Now he can't see.
Well,
I felt bad for the dude.
Going back to the 80s when your TV was giving you crap, you smack it and it would sometimes work.
And then you move the arms around a little bit.
But honest to goodness, I did think, okay, the strike zone was bad anyway. And now he's making that decision for himself that he's fine. Okay.
Well, both catchers are holding on to him to make sure that he can't fall.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Pretty crazy. Hey, last thing, Matt, this week, obviously, Cardinals go to Colorado for 3 and then come home and we'll have the 40th anniversary celebration of the 82 team and all that. But then the Brewers are coming to town for that weekend. So by the end of this week, I would anticipate that not a lot changes, but the Brewers are playing Tampa, the Cardinals are playing the Rockies, and then they play each other. A big weekend next weekend could put Milwaukee in a really bad spot.
It could. It absolutely could. And we'll see what happens. Going to Colorado, you never know what's going to happen there. That is that's just a great, they're not very good. So you can go in there and win all 3, or it just could be the wackiest few days ever. And you could end up losing all 3, but it's funny how the schedule works. And obviously when you play your divisional opponents as often as you do, it feels like there's always a series coming around. But for the turn of events that we have seen in the last week and a half, where the Cardinals have gone on this run and the Brewers have absolutely fallen apart, and now the Cardinals have this 2-game lead over the Brewers. For this series to be coming up this weekend, it comes at a really, really perfect time for St. Louis.
All right, Matt, have a good one, buddy. We'll be talking to you again on Thursday.
All right, sounds great, guys.
There you go, Matt Pauley, and obviously we'll hear him tonight on Sports Open Line. No Cardinals game tonight. They play the Rockies tomorrow, and then Wednesday and Thursday before coming home for the weekend. Celebration of the 82 team, and of course the series against the Milwaukee Brewers.
Look, I'm obviously, like everybody else, pretty glad they did what they did over the weekend, because we were talking beforehand, like, is it successful if they win 1 game?
Yeah.
If they take 2 of 3, is that successful? and you go and you get them all, again, doesn't necessarily mean anything for the end of the year, but it's a nice little indicator that they can do this against good teams.
What is these storms and the devastation the rain has caused with the flooding? I mentioned Stray Paws before. They're a rescue place to find dogs, and they try to find them forever homes. And they lost 10 puppies. They couldn't get to them in time because the water came up so quick. And the building, I was just out there, but everybody's down there and they're all volunteer and they're trying to put the building back together as quickly as possible so they can help the stray dogs. So if they ever needed anybody's help, it would be now. If you would like, or if you find it in your heart, if you have an extra dollar or two, if you could, go to my website. It's bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. Go to on the front page where you see like those three little bars up in the top right hand corner. Click on that, and Stray Paws should come up, and just click on that, and you'll have all their information, their email, and you can contact them directly. It would be greatly appreciated. And God bless.
Spark Co-working St. Louis is a new collaborative workspace located within the PwC Pennant Building in Ballpark Village. The Spark Co-working community supports the thriving St. Louis entrepreneurial ecosystem, where you can live, work, and watch the Cardinals play all within one district. The all-inclusive workspace includes furnished month-to-month offices and suites with stadiums, city, and arch views, concierge mail service, nitro cold brew coffee on tap, and so much more. Call 314-278-5297 or visit spark-stl.com.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in your neighborhood with Banner Construction, St. Louis's premier James Hardy and Pella window expert. Add curb appeal and value to your home by calling Banner Construction 314-569-1050.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance agency, we've been proud to represent many fine carriers such as Safeco, Travelers, and Progressive. So please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 314-752-2500 or crawfordbutts.com.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Here's another satisfied customer of 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, Anita Bennett.
When I first heard about 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, I thought, there's no way they could do a good job in 3 days, and they must carry only the plain Jane basics in cabinets, countertops, and flooring. Then they came to our house, and we found out they offered top quality materials with tons of choices and lots of custom options. They worked with us to design a bathroom that was perfect for our family. They looked at our needs and thought of details I hadn't even considered. The installation was clean, thorough, and professional, and they were done in just 3 days. When we got back from the hotel, I couldn't believe the difference. The bathroom is beautiful.
See us on the web at 3daykitchen.com.
It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
The Biz Dash is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour, combining fitness, company, team bonding, and fun. All levels of runners and walkers welcome. Thursday, September 22nd at Centene Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. Kevin Wheeler. Nice. Amy Markscourt. Fabulous. Chris Ranji.
Unbelievable.
On the show.
All right, the show on KMOX. Chris Ranji, Amy Markscourt, Kevin Wheeler with you here at the show KMOX on Twitter. After the top of the hour news, we're doing a draft. A draft.
I'm very excited.
This is Ranji's idea, and I think it's a good idea, by the way.
We're going to draft every day this week. We're going to have a draft, a different 80s theme. Today, it is movie lines.
Go ahead. Make my day.
That can be it. That could be one of the things.
Yeah.
Like we're going to, and here's what we're going to do. After we draft
in detail.
Yeah. We are each going to draft a movie line. We're going to go to like 3 or 4 rounds. We'll each get 3 or 4. Then at the end, we're going to put our selections together on a Twitter poll, and the people will decide who had the best draft.
Love it.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
That's on the draft board.
Amy, you're laughing like you've
That
never
is
heard
on the draft board.
Oh, I know, but your laugh was like so like perfect for that.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Today it's going to be movie lines, and we'll have different themes throughout the week. Our movie drafts are going to take place.
Say hello to my little friend.
There you go. That's
a
another
pretty
one.
big friend, actually.
Yeah. I think that was the point.
I know.
Wait, was Blazing Saddles? Yeah. Oh, 74.
Yeah, that was the 70s. Yeah, way before that.
When was Blazing Saddles?
So that's what we're doing all week. Not the poll, not the draft all week, but we're doing 80 stuff all week, celebrating the 1982 World Series team. And of course, they'll be doing that at the ballpark this weekend when the Brewers are in town.
So I went out on Saturday night and I went to Yellow Belly in the Central West End.
Yep.
And then we made our way over to Brennan's.
Right
the
there on
classic.
Lindell and Euclid.
There you go. And we went over to Brennan's. And here's the thing. So I am not a huge drinker, obviously, but I'm not drinking at all now for the past few years. And I have been getting Shirley Temples, right? Which is, I'm not going to lie, it's a legit drink. I actually like Shirley Temples.
They're good. Cherry 7-Up.
But what I've noticed is when I went out with a friend, we went to the Scottish Arms. And she said, I was like, well, I'll just get a Shirley Temple. And she goes, you should ask. They have mocktails. Apparently, mocktails are becoming super popular. And then I see a story recently in the Washington Post saying, is this the summer of the mocktail? So I go to Yellow Belly. They have a whole mocktail section on their menu. So I got the Belly Bump mocktail. And then at Brennan's, I don't think they had a mocktail like listed on their menu, but our server, his name was Miles. And I said, Miles, this is kind of funny, but can I have a mocktail? Totally not surprised at all, as if they get, orders for mocktails all the time. He said, oh, yeah. He goes, I have a mocktail named after me. It's the Miles High Club. And so he explained the Miles High Club, and it was like pineapple juice, and it was kind of sweet and mango and sparkling. And it's going to sound weird, but like a touch of heavy cream, which sounds really crazy, but it was really good. So I ordered the Miles High Club. I think mocktails are becoming more and more popular. I thought that I would be the oddity not getting a drink, but all of the servers had all these mocktails ready to go, and then some of the menus had mocktails on them.
I'd say you're still the oddity.
Okay.
But there are people who, like, maybe you can't drink, maybe you're a DD, although I don't know how many.
Sober curious is what they're calling them.
Sober curious?
I'm not even kidding.
What are we doing?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Making things up like
but
weird.
there is no, this is not like the vegan options at Cracker Barrel that's freaking people out, right?
No.
This is more like when you go out, having a spirit, having a beer is part of the experience of being out, because you all kind of start to loosen up a little bit. You all get on the same level.
Mhm.
There's nothing worse than hanging out with somebody who's not drinking when you're drinking, like Amy.
Yeah,
Be
no,
the
and that's
worst.
like Ron always he gives me trouble, and he also says if I ever go out with friends, I'm never inviting you, Amy, because
That's
you
right.
can't go out when everyone's drinking and you have the non-drinker, and I'm the
Why?
non-drinker.
Because she'll just be judging all of us for
I do
having
that
a good
anyway,
time.
though. I mean, I'm doing
Yeah,
that
but
now.
it'd be like worse.
Now, I have never been drunk, and neither has Kevin Wheeler,
No.
which is shocking
It's
to me.
amazing. To
I
me.
know.
It's amazing that Kevin hasn't.
I know.
You would think, right? Like the only like sports bro in the world that doesn't drink beer.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like maybe the
It's
only
just
one.
it's astounding.
But
to
I
me.
don't. What I want to know is how much are they charging for the mocktails? Like, are you paying full real drink prices?
$8.
That's a lot.
$8 for fruit juice?
It was $8. It was a decent mocktail. It had nutmeg in
Hey,
it.
you're making him take time out of his day to make that for you. You better give him $8.
I don't know. No, Miles gave me that drink for free.
What a nice guy
Yellow
Miles
Belly
is.
was $8, but it was worth it.
There you go.
Crushed ice,
Perfect.
nutmeg.
So the moral of the story is don't go out with Amy. She's a Barney.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Hey friends, Matza Matt here for Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza. You know, so many people are stuck in the moat of mundaneness when it comes to their frozen pizza choice. Same cardboard crust, flavorless sauce, second-rate cheese. You know, all the assumptions of a frozen pizza. Well, it's time to ditch the downer and throw out that theory by diving into a Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza. Thin, cracker-like crust, a bold, tasty sauce, high-quality meat and veggie toppings, and bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning mozzarella cheese. There is nothing humdrum about a Brewpub pizza. See for yourself. Snag one today from the frozen pizza section at your local grocery store.
If the epic rains affected your home or business, Reinhold Electric wants to come out and help you out. If you've had water in your basement or water got to your panel, call Reinhold Electric as soon as you can. They'll come out, they'll look at it, they'll follow local jurisdictions to get everything restored safely. They've been actively working with restoration companies, and even if you're not working with a restoration company, you can call them directly as a customer. It is time to call Reinhold Electric. They are waiting for your call. They've been powering up, drying equipment, getting businesses back up and running, and they've been doing it as quickly as possible. This is not their first rodeo. They know exactly what to do in emergencies like we had with the rains in July. So call Reinhold Electric. 24-hour emergency services always had by Reinhold Electric. You can find them online at reinholdelectric.com. That's REIN. HOLDelectric.com or 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. A live person answers that phone call 24 hours a day. Call Reinhold Electric and tell them Bo sent you.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Is your retirement withdrawal strategy built for a looming recession? Do you know which accounts you should draw from first? What are common pitfalls? How can you minimize your tax bite? Join Edelman Financial Engines on Tuesday, August 16th at 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern for our timely virtual event, Recession and Your Retirement Withdrawal Strategy. You can register for free at planefe.com. We'll look at financial pitfalls to avoid and how to help make sure your financial plan is built to last. Whether it's sequence of withdrawals, when to start taking Social Security, or staying diversified, we'll help you understand the steps you can take to make sure your financial plan can work for you. Don't miss this important virtual event. Join us for Recession and Your Retirement Withdrawal Strategy on Tuesday, August 16th at 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. There's no cost to attend and no obligation. Register now at planefe.com. That's planefe.com. Edelman Financial Engines. From here forward.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 1 o'clock, we've got a sunny sky and 95 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. President Biden is surveying storm damage in Kentucky. He says the flooding there has killed more than 36 people, including several kids from one family.
You see the pictures of those 4 beautiful children on television, you think, my God, what a devastating thing to be a parent and be in that circumstance.
A one-stop shop is coming to help flooded out St. Louisans.
It's called the Multi-Agency Resource Center. It's organized by the state, and it brings together various groups, agencies, and nonprofits to help flood survivors with complicated things like insurance claims, food stamp replacement, and finding mental health counseling. The center opens Tuesday through Thursday this week at Friendly Temple at 5525 Martin Luther King Drive. Meanwhile, the Red Cross is still operating a shelter at the St. Vincent Community Center. You can find out more about these and other resources by dialing 211. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
A Georgia man who fatally shot an unarmed black man in 2020 has been sentenced for a hate crime.
36-year-old Travis McMichael received a life sentence for committing a federal hate crime. The white man chased down and fatally shot Ahmaud Arbery, an unarmed black man who was jogging through a neighborhood in coastal Brunswick, Georgia. Arbery's father, Marcus.
All I seen was racial hate. That's it. That's all I seen. Racial hate.
Wanda Cooper Jones is Arbery's mother.
Whether he goes into federal or state prison, it wasn't going to bring him on home.
McMichael was sentenced to life in state prison after being convicted of murder. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
And this just in, Travis's father, Greg McMichael, has also been sentenced to life in prison. Police short staffing, not just a St. Louis problem. Portland, Oregon Police Chief Chuck Lovell says they're also so short that only one detective at each precinct does property crime, and cold case has shifted from just looking at cold cases to working active homicides.
We, like many cities in the country, do have that staffing challenges. Currently, we have about 770 officers. We're authorized 882, so we're down about 100 officers.
The historian and TV host who brought American history into American living rooms has died.
His daughter says David McCullough died yesterday at his home in Hingham, Massachusetts. He was 89. McCullough was an award-winning biographer of American presidents and a chronicler of America's history. He narrated documentaries by the filmmaker Ken Burns and was a one-time host of the PBS series American Experience. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, a local company, sells its garbage disposal division.
Whirlpool is buying garbage disposal maker InSinkErator from Emerson Electric. The price tag for the deal, $3 billion. Whirlpool said last month the demand for appliances has dipped and would likely remain suppressed through this year. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Local grocery chain Schnucks is holding a food drive. Canned goods, cereals, pastas, and peanut butter will be collected for food pantries, homeless shelters, and transition houses in the areas of all 112 Schnucks stores. It starts today and runs through Monday. The Dow from Stifel is up 90 points to 32,893. And right now on the roads, we've got a stalled vehicle that's on 270 south before 370 on the right shoulder. We've also got a crash that's on 270 north past Olive. The two right lanes are closed, and 67 Lindbergh south is closed past Monsanto Access Drive.
Unsettled skies with us on this Monday afternoon with a mix of clouds and sunshine, and there'll be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around. 89-90 for the high, still quite humid. Tonight, an uptick in the shower and thunderstorm activity, some heavy rain possible at times. Though it's not really a severe weather outbreak. 72 Tuesday, cooler, 82, but still periods of showers and thunderstorms around, and still some heavy rain possible at times. That unsettled pattern should push to our south on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. Right now, 93 Florissant, 93 St. Peter's, 95 downtown at the Arch. It feels like 107. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than four? 314-441-4444.
.105 on the show. Chris Ranji, A.B. Marks, Courts, Kevin Wheeler with you here. It's 80s week on the show. If you can't tell, obviously the music has been themed this way. We've had a lot of segments about it. All week long, we're going to mix them in, and including certain guests from the Cardinals' 1982 World Series championship team, which is the motivation for all of this. We're celebrating that coming up this weekend. I truly cannot believe. I know Ken Obergefell earlier joked that it feels like it's been longer. I really can't believe it's 40 years ago.
Yeah.
When I saw the notification, or we got the the email that all these people were going to be in town on the 13th, I was like, oh my God, it is 40 years. That's insanity. Absolute insanity. Because I will say about the 1982 World Series, I vaguely remember it because I was so young. Like, I don't remember the final out. I don't remember the games. I mean, I was 4. I do remember, however, Celebrate Good Times. I remember Kool and the Gang. Like, I remember that song being played a lot around that time, and it was in promos and stuff. So I do remember seeing those things.
Yeah. That was, and it's kind of been, I don't know, it's interesting to me. Like, I mentioned this with Obergfell earlier, and we're going to be doing, by the way, a fun little draft here in a minute. This kind of ties into it. But when we were talking to him about styles in the 80s, and we could talk about styles in like clothing. We dressed up a little bit today. Amy dressed up a lot. The rest of us were just a little bit.
Well, I think
actually, Dave's got the mustache.
Yeah, Dave has a mustache.
He's
and
got
a
the Tom Selleck look going. Magnum.
Somebody
PI.
on Facebook, James, checks in on Facebook and says that Dave looks like Mario.
It's a Mario.
Which Mario? That's 80s.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
And this mustache is actually from a Mario costume that I just turned upside down.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Upside
Mario's
down.
mustache goes up.
Yeah, his goes.
His has got the curl up. Yeah,
it curls
Oh,
up towards the
that's
top. So I just turned it
Oh,
over.
okay.
And
That does
made it
make
go down.
sense.
So I have a funny memory from Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi, the song that we were playing here.
Yep.
Very distinct. I was at a nursing home visiting my grandmother who was not doing very well at all. And she was on oxygen and in bed. And a morning show was on. And on the morning show, they showed a clip of Bon Jovi. We hadn't been talking a lot that morning. But what she did say in that moment, after just dead silence, Bon Jovi was hot. And I was like, oh. And I just remember her being on oxygen, us
That's
being
great.
quiet, us watching this morning show. And
I
she
mean,
just said Bon Jovi was hot.
She wasn't wrong.
Hey, John
She
Bon
had a lot of
Jovi.
people agreed.
Yeah. The handsome fella.
Every time I hear that song, I think of my grandma.
That's good.
Do you remember anybody else in the band?
Yeah, Richie Sambora.
Sambora,
The guitarist,
that's
yeah.
the one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
I don't remember the other guys, but I do remember Richie Sambora.
Also, Irene checks in on Facebook and says Dave actually looks more like Matt Carpenter right now. Which,
yeah, Matt
Then,
Carpenter
yeah.
definitely has that look going.
got a great mustache right now.
Yeah, see,
Had to
Matt-
shave his beard because of New York, and the Yankees are weird.
Yep. Not allowed to have a beard, not allowed to have long hair.
So honest to goodness, I didn't know. I thought you couldn't have facial hair. I didn't know you could have a mustache.
The mustache
mustache
is
is
in
okay.
the it's in their little law.
Oh, here's another little law that I learned this weekend. I learned, the mustache law. I also didn't know that the iron railing at Busch Stadium counted as in play.
The who, the what, the
what?
The iron railing. So wasn't that the play when who scored on a double? Who hit a double and somebody scored, and it was going to be a ground rule double, except since the ball hit the iron railing, it didn't hit the wall, but it counted, and I think it was DeYoung's run scored. How do you not remember this? 436-7900. The iron railing counts as in
Are you sure you
play.
don't mean the Iron Sheik?
Yes, the iron railing.
He had a great mustache.
This happened in the game yesterday, and it was going to be a ground rule double, at which point his run wouldn't count.
Right.
But it counted because they said they looked at the rule book and the iron railing is in play.
Oh, I thought I'm just looking at it because I always thought that was we knew that. Like
I didn't know
it
we
doesn't
knew
come
that.
up a lot. I mean, it's not like something that's frequent. It's a pretty freaky thing.
You know what's amazing to me is sometimes I have this idea of a statement or a question or a fact that I'm going to say, and then I decide to go for it, and then it just gets absolutely shot down by both of you.
I didn't shoot it
I
down.
wasn't shooting down. It was confusion.
I am still confused.
You knew the iron railing was in play,
Nope.
so you didn't know.
I guess not.
It's just not unusual for things like that to be in play. Every stadium has weird characteristics and has specific rules that say these kinds of things are or not in play. Like there can be in Houston, the old thing was the Tal's Hill was in play and the flagpole was in play.
That was so stupid.
They don't happen very often, but a lot of stadiums have those kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah, that hill was so dumb.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do. The one thing that's interesting about ballparks is a lot of them that were built, a century ago or 80 years ago, They had to make use of the land they had, like Fenway Park. The reason there's that giant wall in left field, it wasn't to be cute. It was because that's the land they had to build the ballpark on. So they had to make that giant wall. But when they did that in Houston with that stupid hill in center field, it's like they were trying to be cute. Let's do something different. You don't need to do that. That kind of stuff is silly.
There were some pretty cool catches, though, going up the hill. Didn't Jim Edmonds have one of those?
I don't remember if Edmonds did.
Somebody did. Like somebody had a notable play running up that hill, like super, like a super amazing running catch.
I'm sure. Do we have time to do the draft now?
We're
Or should we?
going to do it in a couple seconds. No, we're going to do it in a couple minutes. We don't have time to do it now.
Yeah.
Why don't we just take a quick break? We'll do our draft. We've got some more baseball coming your way tomorrow night. There's no game tonight. I was going to say tonight, but it's not tonight. Tonight's Sports Open Line with Matt Pauley from 6 until 8. The Cardinals will play the Rockies tomorrow. We're going to do our draft of the best movie lines of the 80s. And if you'd like to contribute some that we miss, 314-436-7900 or at the show KMOX on Twitter.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Charlie Brennan sees clearly thanks to Dr. Birdie and Malhotra. You can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
I'm sure that you've felt the shift in the real estate market and have wondered how it will affect you. Is it time to buy or is it time to sell? What are your options? Hi, I'm Christina Straight with Straight Realty. Give us a call and we can discuss a strategy that works for your individual needs in this ever-changing market. Quality and experience at a more affordable rate. Why pay more than $4? 314-441-4444. 314-441-4444.
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
The Wall Street Journal reported that home equity is at record levels. And while home values continue to soar, rising interest rates make it harder than ever to unlock equity. But what if you could cash out your home's equity right now while it's still sky high and not have to move? You can with Truehold.com. Truehold will buy your home for full cash value. Best of all, you get to bank all the cash now and continue living in your home. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays your home's full value in cash fast. Use your cash to do everything you've dreamed of, like travel or pay off debt. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com for the smarter, faster way to cash out your home's full value without having to move. 1-855-300-9993. 1-855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
CertaPro painters have powers beyond those of ordinary painters.
Power of timeliness.
We show up when we say we will, on time and fully caffeinated.
The power of transformation.
Also known as making your house look so good, your neighbors will be jealous.
The power of certainty.
That's your local CertaPro painters. The power of pro. Get your project started at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like the potential to participate in credited interest from market index returns and limit the downside? Join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary Retirement and Income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
Donate your car to Goodwill and get 4 free tickets to Six Flags. Ride the greats like the Screaming Eagle or hang out at Hurricane Harbor. Donating a car to Goodwill is easy. Towing is free, and you'll get a tax receipt. For more information or to donate online, visit mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Six Flags. Hurry while supplies last. Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
The show celebrating all things 80s.
Gotta stop it now.
I know what I'm doing, Penny.
I'm scared of everything. Most of all, I'm scared of walking out of this room and never feeling the rest of my whole life the way I feel when I'm with you.
Dirty Dancing. Get ready for the time of your life.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
We'll let that breathe a little bit. It's 80s week on the show. Obviously, the theme from Cheers. Amy's like rocking out too.
Yeah,
like,
can you imagine
it's a little
Amy
bit mellow song, and Amy's like rocking out.
Amy walking into Cheers, like, can I get a mocktail? Just
To me,
awful.
To me, Cheers, the theme song to Cheers is a power ballad, like in my mind.
In your mind?
Yeah, that's how much I love it.
What an interesting lady.
Some would
You
say,
really are.
Some would say too interesting.
Very.
You know, people are saying.
A lot of people are saying that I'm too
many
interesting.
people say. All right, Ron, set it up, baby.
Guys, let's have a draft, and we are going to allow the people to decide who has won this draft. We are drafting movie quotes.
I got a few coming in on the slide too that we'll get to later too.
We're gonna hear what your movie quote suggestions are, but
Okay.
Kevin, Amy, and I are going to draft. We're gonna pick 3, maybe 4. We'll
Yeah.
see how far we can get here
We'll
with
keep
the
it
amount
moving.
of time that we have. But we'll go in order of birth. So Amy,
youngest to oldest.
That's because I was born in the 80s.
Amy-
I am a product
Yep.
of the 80s.
Amy was born in the 80s.
Mhm.
83?
83.
83. I was born in the late 70s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go next. And then Kevin,
Was born in
1971.
Oh, okay.
born in
The old
1971.
man.
Man, you were almost born in the 60s.
I know.
Wow.
All
I know,
right.
man.
So let's get started. Let's go.
All
Amy
right.
with the first pick
I'm gonna
in the
take-
movie quote draft.
I'm going to take this one and steal it from under Kevin Wheeler's outstretched hand, and that would be I Am Your Father from The Empire Strikes Back.
I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He told me you. No. I am your father.
I'm
Wow.
going to tell you guys, as a kid, when that came out, that is the biggest reveal in movie history.
I've heard that there was a gasp in the audience.
There was. We all went,
And Mark Hamill didn't know.
Well, like he didn't know in that
Before-
moment?
He didn't know in that
Until the-
moment.
until the line was delivered.
said. He did not know.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, we
Yeah.
argued about this for weeks after we saw it. We're like, is he lying? Is it real? Is he telling the truth? Is he just trying to trick him? We didn't believe it. We're like, no way. There's
Yeah.
no way.
You're kidding me.
No.
I didn't know that he didn't know.
No,
So
Mark Hamill, it was like a top secret thing, and he did not know until that moment.
That is a great number 1 draft pick. Right
that
there.
is, you know what? I really like your draft pick. I've been wavering on this one, folks, but I think I'm going to go with I'll be back.
I'll be back.
From the that's the one.
It's a pretty short
That's the one.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
It reminds me of Them's the Breaks.
That's them's the breaks.
I'll be back.
And because I think you could argue
Mine
other.
was the whole scene.
I know.
I know.
It's like,
Well, I think all of these are going to be probably short.
yeah.
I do believe like that scene is really long though too. We were going to go
Yes,
with it,
that's
but
true.
it's just way too long. But I think that you could argue I mean you could say that I Am Your Father is the most significant line from any movie in the 80s, but I'll Be Back is right there
It's
if it's
the
not.
most repeated.
I'll be back.
I don't think there's any question about that.
I mean, forever that's been repeated as just a joke or a gag line, or if you're like if you're running to the store, like I'll be back.
I'll be back. Nobody ever says I am your father. You don't want to. In some cases.
All right, I'm going straight up Caddyshack here with Carl Spackler.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole.
Oh my gosh.
Cinderella story out of nowhere.
I got to tell you something about Caddyshack. I don't care for it.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole.
I don't care for it.
Really?
I don't care for it.
Oh my
gosh. It's to me. I feel like it. You know what it is, because when I'm a sports guy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're not into Caddyshack as a sports guy, people are like, "What? How can you not love Caddyshack?" Like it's forced on you.
Yeah.
It's fine. Caddyshack is fine.
Do you know what? It's the way I view it is it's kind of like old man humor.
Oh, totally.
If you're an old man.
Yeah, totally.
Plays golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
No, it totally is.
Yeah.
All right, Amy.
I think it depends on how old you are when you see it.
Maybe that's it.
Because you were probably
I was
older.
Me?
Yeah.
For the first time when I saw it, yeah. Like I didn't
When I
watch it
saw
as a
it
kid,
in real time
obviously.
when I was like 10 or 11, and it was hilarious. And there was a dancing gopher. Like the gopher was
the
the
gopher
best
was
part.
there for the kids.
Yeah.
Amy, number
Wait.
2 pick.
Wait, what Wheeler pick?
That was
That
it.
was
It's
it.
in the hole.
Yeah. Welcome to
It's in the hole.
Welcome to the show, Amy. Number 2 overall pick. Amy, what are you going? Movie
Say
quote
hello
draft.
to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh gosh.
I think we got to find a better way to throw to these than just saying the line and then repeating it.
I know.
Like
Listen.
maybe name the movie, and then we'll go ahead and play the clip.
That wink wink line from Scarface.
Well, guys, we only have so much time. We can't go through the entire dialogue. So we decided to pick some of the shorter ones.
No, the short. It's just funny because we're
Yeah.
saying it and then we're playing it.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
Say
So-
it and play it.
Your number 2 overall pick.
For you, Ron.
I've never seen Scarface.
Really?
I have never.
Oh my!
No.
What the?
Yeah.
I don't even know how
Just
to
haven't
address
seen it.
I don't even know how to address this.
All right.
Go.
My number 2 pick overall from the movie Field of Dreams.
Let's see here. Where is it?
Oh, come
Where
on.
is
Oh, do I
it?
need to repeat it for you?
No, I mean it's here. It's just not here.
Oh.
Should be there.
Ray,
I don't see it. Oh.
if you build it,
If you build it, he will come.
that's pretty big, right?
Yeah, that's a big line. Like it's one of the all timers. I think people misquote it a lot though.
They say they will.
Yeah,
come.
you say if you build it, they will come. And maybe that was a part of it too, but it's he.
Guess when
Yes.
guess when I learned that it was he and not they.
I don't know.
15 seconds ago.
Just now, huh?
I thought it was they will come. You know what my favorite line from that movie is? Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
That's not bad. I guess.
I don't like that movie.
Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Like it's
It's
I can
because
see
you
that,
don't like emotion and sentimentality.
it's boring.
Oh, get out, Kevin. If it doesn't have explosions in it, Kevin's not interested.
Hey, car chases are fine. Fist fights are okay.
All right.
Knives are okay too, because that's going to be my next pick.
Kevin, watch a drama every now and then.
Got a knife.
I love that.
Knife. That's a knife.
Crocodile Dundee.
I'm so mad I didn't take that one.
Crocodile Dundee?
I
Yeah.
love
It was just
Crocodile
on this
Dundee.
week. Actually, Crocodile Dundee 2 was on this weekend.
Do you want to know
Terrible.
something that's kind of funny? If I sit there and really parse out the differences, I can tell the difference. But sometimes Crocodile Dundee and Romancing the Stone kind of blend in together.
What?
to me.
They're not even close.
Yes, they are.
No,
Yes,
they're
they
not.
are.
I mean, it's the basic like template of a movie, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a reluctant romance brewing while the plot is playing off. Other than that, it's not similar.
And I don't know, they're always on. It's always the same. It's kind of that same feel, right? The 80s feel.
Ay.
Anyway, I do love Crocodile Dundee.
All right,
is
Amy.
Crocodile Dundee 2 the one where he doesn't get the bidet? Or is that
No,
the
that's the first
That's
one.
the first
They're
one.
in New York, and the second one, they start in New York and then end up in Australia.
Yeah.
The first one is the other way around. They're in
That's right.
Australia, end up in New York. Yeah,
I
so
don't
they go
remember
backwards.
The second one at all.
Amy,
Okay.
your number 3 pick in the movie quote draft.
This would be one of the most famous lines from Princess Bride. Hint.
I'm sorry, from Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
I did not connect this because I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
You know,
that was Saul from Homeland.
You know what? I didn't watch
Mandy
Homeland.
Patinkin. That's who that is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah,
that's right. Actor.
Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah.
And I've only seen this movie once, and I liked it.
Okay.
That's it. The movie we're just talking about. The movie we're talking about.
Look,
I've only seen it once.
That's it. There's nothing more to say.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Because people, I feel like, who watch Princess Bride watch it over and over and
Yeah,
over
they do.
again.
Very judgmental of
I'm
those
not.
of us
And
that
I've-
have not seen
Yeah,
it.
I'm not that way.
I have only seen it one time, and that's it. All right. My third overall pick from the movie Airplane.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
That movie
so
is legitimately great.
That line is so good though.
Every line is every bit is hilarious.
Yes, it is.
The Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stuff in the cockpit is so
dumb.
brilliant.
Like my dad doesn't like it. The whole part of us.
He says you're lazy and you don't play defense.
Just absolutely ridiculous.
But the whole time he's initially pretending he's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes. It's so funny. I love it very much. All right, Kevin, your number 3 pick.
I got to pick one more. Oh, this one you have to go with, right?
Oh, no.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Which is the bigger of the two quotes? Is it that or is it I'll be back?
I think it's I'll be back. I don't know. That's a great debate. I don't know.
I don't know. Dirty Harry's pretty badass.
All right, we drafted our teams.
No, we didn't.
What?
Yeah, we did, and we have to take a break.
We got to take a break now.
News is coming up next here on the show.
It's all about summer heat and humidity. Summer weather.
We're breezy and we're hotter today. We're going to get up to 95.
Summer traffic. 2 major closures.
Plenty of detours.
Ramps that are closed.
Up to the minute forecast from Dean DeVore and Dave Murray. Keeping it all about sunshine.
It looks like the weekend gets sweltering again.
The latest traffic from Roger Brand.
Southbound Lindbergh on the westbound 270 closed for the next 3 weeks.
Stay up to date.
Keep abreast of the current information.
It's super important for me to know when you need to know. We've got you covered on News Radio 1120 KMOX.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling, here to tell you about an organization that is near and dear to our company and one we've been proud to sponsor, Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight flies World War II, Korea, and Vietnam War veterans to Washington, D.C. for free to see their memorials. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight is looking for you. If you know of a veteran, please sign them up for their honor flight, or if you'd like to lend your support, visit gslhonorflight.org. And for all things heating and cooling, visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
If you're planning to sell your St. Louis area home, now may be the best time to capture the highest sale value before the market changes. This is Debbie Monterey, and according to industry experts, the real estate market has shifted. Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty agrees, and she has options to help every type of home seller because she understands that every situation is different. If you need to sell your home quickly, but you're worried about finding your next home, Gloria has your answers and solutions. Gloria has an instant cash offer program that gives you above market cash offers, no showings, no hassles, and you pick the closing date even up to a year, giving you the cash and time needed to find your next home. Call Gloria Liu and ask her about the instant cash offer guarantees or other options that will help you sell fast and for the most money. Call 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888. It's Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has the buyers.com.
At 1:30, we've got sun and 95 degrees downtown at the Arch. A lawyer for Rudy Giuliani says the former New York mayor will not appear as scheduled Tuesday before a special grand jury in Atlanta that's investigating whether former President Donald Trump and others illegally tried to interfere in the 2020 election in Georgia. Mexico will attempt to send an aquatic drone into a collapsed coal mine where 10 miners have been trapped since last week. The mine, about 70 miles southwest of Eagle Pass, Texas, collapsed last Wednesday with 15 miners inside. Stocks are wavering on Wall Street as investors prepare for a busy week of updates on inflation. The Dow from Stifel is up 35 points to 32,839. And right now, we've got a crash on Skinker South at Waterman. We've also got the closure of 67 Lindbergh South at Monsanto Access Drive. Some debris on 70 West before St. Charles Rock Road in the center lane, and a stall 270 North past 55 on the right shoulder. And our forecast from Dave Murray, mix of clouds and sun today, humid with scattered showers and storms in the afternoon hours, the high of 89 to 90. Some heavy downpours possible tonight, low 72. Tomorrow, periods of showers and storms, cooler with the high of 82. It's 95 degrees downtown at the Arch. It feels like 108, sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company. Times are always changing, but Penn Mutual stands the test of time. The 172-year young mutual company is leading the way in life insurance. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL. All the news you need for your day is on the free Odyssey app. Download it now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Summer items like garden hoses, pool toys, and lawn chairs are not recyclable and best donated to charity. Join Odyssey, and together each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
CertaPro commercial painters have powers beyond those of ordinary painters.
Power of minimal disruption.
We work with you to ensure a smooth project.
The power of making you look good.
Making sure it's done right, on time and within budget, so every property manager looks like a hero. That's CertaPro painters.
The power of pro.
Get your project started at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
So expensive nowadays. I wait to the last minute, hoping that the prices will go down.
How much longer can you wait for relief? Governor Pritzker's doubling the state's gas tax gave Illinois some of the highest gas prices in the nation, yet the potholes in Chicago could swallow a CTA bus. Now Pritzker is forcing businesses to lie to their customers for his benefit.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase and calling that a tax cut.
In Illinois, you have to sue to be able to tell the truth.
Gas station owners in Illinois are suing the state over a new law they claim violates their free speech rights.
How much longer will you be made to play the fool? In the last 4 years, Pritzker added another $2,165 to the tax burden Illinois families shoulder, which was already the highest in the nation. How much more of Pritzker can you afford? How much worse does it have to get before you make a change? Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
Find out what's happening with your Redbirds from the manager himself, Oliver Marmol. Sundays at 10:15 on Sports Open Line. And Wednesday mornings at 9:50. The Ollie Marmol Show.
I'm excited for not only the club, but for the fans. This is a special year for sure.
On KMOX.
All right, it's a show on KMOX. Chris Rottengy, Amy Marks, Gores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Obviously celebrating the 80s this week. And it's going to be, we went a little overboard today, I think. But it's been so much fun.
No, I think it's been great.
We got a ton of text messages with more movie lines. So try to get a few of those in here. I got a tweet a few minutes ago. Now, if you go to the show's Twitter handle, at the show KMOX, and of course, both Ranj and Amy, actually all three of us, Ranj, Amy, and I, we've all retweeted the picture as well. We kind of dressed up for the 80s today. Amy really did, like, full-on 80s hair crimper, the whole deal, side pony, the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's easier for ladies to, like, have the fashion of the decades because you can, guys, I mean, yes, guys to an extent can have the 80s styles versus the 90s styles. Women, like the array of the earrings and the makeup and the hair crimping, I feel like we
more
have
flexibility,
more to work with.
I think so. I think just without having to go do anything. We give producer Dave credit. He did the whole Magnum PI.
He looks like
he's
him.
got the Detroit hat, the mustache, the Hawaiian shirt. So he went all in. I kind of went half-ass. I grabbed the old varsity high school jacket, flipped up the collar on a shirt. We're two tones, right? Because you want to have pastel colors. So I got like the pastel green and a kind of a, what do you call this? I call it pink, but other people say it's like
red.
salmon. It's pink. Whatever. It's that kind of color. And I kind of went with what I looked like in high school because that's how I dressed in high school. And then Ranji went all out, right? Ranji goes, he's got a hat with the old Apple Macintosh symbol on it. He's got the puffy red vest like Marty McFly.
It's where
he's actually got shoes on from the 80s.
I do. I got the Reebok Club 85.
You got a T-shirt from Karate Kid.
Yeah.
You can't see it in the picture, though, which is probably harming you. But we just got a tweet a minute ago that said, and this is from Dwayne. He said, that's how Ranji normally dresses. Is he not participating?
So funny to me. That is really funny to me. Because that's the third person now who said that. And I have literally never worn this shirt or anything like it to work.
Well, apparently
not
you
once.
have.
Like nothing.
You have, right?
I wear, what do I wear every day?
Tracksuit.
A track jacket.
Like you're a Russian mobster.
That's right. Well, I don't wear the pants, but I'm thinking about it.
You should start wearing pants.
The sweatpants.
He wears pants. He doesn't wear those
Yeah,
pants.
I wear the pants.
Okay,
I wear
he does
pants.
wear pants.
But I should go full track jacket. But that's what I have on literally every day. I have 5 track
people
jackets.
don't know that. And if I looked at your
that
picture,
I rotate.
If I just
Full track jacket
5.
sounds like
if I looked at your picture on there though, and I didn't see you on a regular basis, that wouldn't scream 80s to me unless I zoomed in.
Oh,
Like
denim
to
shirt,
see the
right?
Apple hat. Well, you can't see that from the picture, like
Well-
initial look. It
I
doesn't.
guess.
Here's the thing. The outfit that I'm wearing screams 80s. I had all of these pieces. I have the scrunchie, I have the shirt, I have the jeans, because they're all in. If you go to Urban Outfitters, you can dress like you are fully living in the 80s. It's in now. The 80s is in.
Yeah.
The 80s are in.
So, do you have anything on that was actually purchased or made in the 80s? Because Ranji does.
Oh yeah.
He has shoes manufactured in the 80s.
That's right.
I
but
have
they
a
weren't
I have a
made in the
jacket there
80s.
that was
these
made
were
in the 80s.
Yeah, these are
He's not wearing them from the
they're
80s.
re-released.
They're re-released.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then I'm the only one
Yeah,
that
none
had
of
an
this is
actual
from the
80s
80s.
authentic piece of clothing.
This hat might be. I think this hat's pretty old.
Yeah.
It looks old.
Yep.
You're the only one old enough to have stuff.
I know
from the
that's true.
80s.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like if I had anything from the 80s, it would be a diaper.
Wow, so I guess thrift stores don't exist, huh?
No, I'm just saying. Anyway.
Got a bunch of suggestions on movie lines. If you guys want me to toss a couple of those in there from movies that these are ones that we didn't get to yet. I don't know a couple of these, so maybe you guys do. But one of them was from the 314. It says, "I don't believe this. I've got a trig midterm tomorrow, and I'm being chased by Guido the Killer Pump."
Is that from like Ferris Bueller?
No.
I think it's from Risky Business.
Oh.
And I don't remember that very well. I saw it once, like in high school, and that's the last time I saw it.
Is
So
that
Risky-
the underwear?
That's the
Him
That's the one
dancing
underwear.
in the
The,
bar?
yeah, yeah.
song in the underwear. Yeah.
Also, a movie they filmed partly in Highland Park, Illinois. We talked about that. That Risky Business, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
I think there was another one too that they filmed up in that area.
We got another one, the Poltergeist line. That was the one that was creepy too. Is They're Here?
They're here.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
They're here.
That one. So I saw bits and pieces of that movie when I was a kid, but it freaked me out too much because I was
You guys
pretty
were-
young.
Yeah, you were young.
Yeah, I was pretty young.
I wasn't that young when I saw it, and it was like I thought it was cool. I like horror movies, and I like that. But the one thing in that movie that creeped me out
Yeah.
was the little medium lady.
I've
little-
never
she was
seen
like,
Poltergeist.
Carol Ann.
Oh
Like that
God.
really squeaky lady.
Ooh.
She's
Think another
tiny.
one.
She's like an actress who's like 4'10" or something like
Yeah.
that, and she had that really high pitched voice. She creeped me out.
Isn't it interesting in horror movies? They always pair like a really horrible thing like the Poltergeist or in The Shining with an innocent looking young girl or pair or twins like The Shining. There's something about that juxtaposition of the innocent child and just something horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Children of the Corn.
Makes it scarier.
Which poltergeist is it? It doesn't like a coffin come popping, like it pops up through the floor of the house.
Oh, I thought it was in the pool, like in the pool area.
Oh,
in the
maybe you're
backyard.
right.
Because that would be the original one because they found out they had built the house on top of an old burial ground.
That scared the absolute crap
Sorry,
out of me.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry if you haven't seen
for a
Poltergeist from the
40-year-old
80s. Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, did anyone? There's a very glaring omission here, especially since I'm part of this draft. Top Gun lines. Anybody contribute any Top Gun lines?
Not on the text line, no.
I feel the need for speed.
What? Why do they sound like kids?
Is that them?
I feel the need.
That's not
That sounds-
the original.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's right. That's correct. That's it.
It sounds a little weak.
I mean, they were kind of weak.
I feel the need for speed.
Is that the original?
That's it.
Why do they sound like 12-year-old boys?
I don't know.
I feel the need. I just want to restate that I did not enjoy that movie. I did like the new one though.
Yeah, I know you like
really
the new
good.
one, which I still have to see.
I have not seen the.
You guys gave me all. Oh, we just got a nominee via Twitter.
Yes,
using a GIF, and I would have to say that this movie has a ton of quotable lines. It might be one of the best, most quotable ones, if it actually fell into the 80s, but it doesn't. We got one from Tombstone.
Oh,
we had a tweet, somebody on Twitter saying, "You tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me."
Oh, that's a good one.
There's a lot of good ones.
But yeah, that's like
unfortunately, it's 1993.
Oh, 93. Okay.
Yeah. So I appreciate the reference. It's awesome. Just doesn't fit.
By the way, the poll is up on the Twitter account. It is at the show KMOX. You have to go. You'll see the draft that each one of us has done, and then you go in the subsequent poll and you vote who had the best movie quote draft. It's all there for you. I think I'm going to win.
You think you're going to win?
I don't know.
It is all about preference, right? I mean, there's also a million of them that we couldn't fit in there because you got so much time. I mean, like I could have named a bunch of them from just Rocky alone, just from the Rocky. Well, the first Rocky was in the 70s, so we had to get to like Rocky 3 before we got into the 80s. But I mean, you got Burgess Meredith telling him he can't win. You can't win, Rock. And then Adrian telling him, you can't win, and he's like, oh my God, I'm crushed. But then he wins. Spoiler alert.
I have to say something that's gonna get me into more trouble than the Godfather one.
Don't even.
No.
Rocky 4 is the only one I've seen.
No.
Wow.
Ranch. You haven't seen just Rocky.
Nope.
Why?
I don't know.
Do it.
I don't know.
This weekend.
I haven't seen the Creeds either, which I
They're
hear
good.
the first Creed is good. I know
Second
for a
one was
fact.
okay.
Well, I can't say I know for a fact, but everybody has said it's good.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
What is we've all seen Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, correct?
Yes.
I don't know if I saw 3, but I saw the first.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have a
2's not? I don't like 2.
Nobody likes 2.
I like
It's
3 though.
Scary.
Well, obviously the first one's good, but I like 3.
1 and 3 are great. What's your favorite line from those movies?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh, you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
That's your
like
favorite?
that whole exchange is great. I really like
You
that
telling
one.
me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Yes.
Why do they all sound like this? Every one of them.
Because what's Michael J. Fox?
No, but like they're all sounding like goofy. Like they're all like
it sounded right to me.
Here, let's try another one. Okay, that seemed normal. That's
Yeah.
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Well, these sound right.
I don't know, man. Some of these sound like they're off. Like that.
It just sounds like they're like being played by chipmunks.
Yes.
The need for speed.
It sounds like somebody sped up the record.
It
Guys, I
does.
don't know, but that sounds right to me.
Does
You
it
know,
really?
Yeah.
All the Back to the Future quotes, the person I quote the most is the dad, George McFly. Like his lines. Like when Marty's...
Crispin Glover.
Yes, who went off the rails.
Allegedly, he did.
He went off the
I think
rails.
he was on a talk show and
No,
he
he
did
did.
something weird, didn't he?
Yeah, he brought in like a diorama of like some weird artifacts. I mean, he was crazy, and it wasn't even crazy interesting. It was crazy and boring, if that makes sense. Watching these interviews with Crispin Glover, but his lines, whether it's when he's listening to Marty McFly give him advice, and he's like, "This is good stuff," or "You are my density."
Yeah, he was wearing. He showed up to David Letterman,
Mm-hmm.
and he was wearing platform shoes.
Yes.
This was
so
19.
weird.
This was 1987.
Yeah.
That happened.
It's the weirdest interview. Watch the
And
whole
Letterman
thing.
walked off.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Don't have any memory of this at all.
He actually almost kicked David Letterman in the head.
Yeah.
With those
That's
big giant
right.
shoes.
I remember.
And
Okay.
that's when he walked off the interview.
Yes.
I remember none of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go look that up. We got another submission, and I cannot believe we missed this movie or the
Okay.
possible quotes from this movie. And it is from the 80s. 314 texted in. Yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, well.
Banana.
Yeah, there's a problem with that.
Banana. Yeah, but there's a lot of lines from that movie.
Yippee-ki-yay,
Banana, banana, banana. You can't say that.
No, you cannot say that. We
Can't
would be
say
in
that on the
serious
radio.
trouble. Yeah.
It's one of those 7 deadly words, and actually one of those 7 deadly phrases. Let's see. You got another one that, let's see. Oh, did you guys ever see the movie They Live?
Yes. It is great.
Put the glasses on! It's because
They
you could
Live
see.
with Rowdy Roddy Piper.
So good.
I came here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yes! That might be the
It
winner
is so-
right there.
The movie is so bad, but God, is it great.
God, it's so awesome.
Oh.
The glasses made you see that some people were actually aliens.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
About a week and a half ago, I went to the first full eye exam I've ever had in my entire life. I've never had glasses or contacts, never really had any need to go. And I was dreading it. I'm like, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be, I don't want to go do it. And then I went to Ophthalmology Associates. I saw Dr. Malhotra. The process was so easy. It was fast. Nothing was weird. Nothing that I expected. I had all these kind of like apprehensions because I'd never had people poking and prodding around my eyes, and it wasn't like that at all. And what I found out was there is something that was causing me some trouble. I thought I just had like allergies that were making my eyes dry and itchy. Turns out my eyes were too salty, and I just needed to get some eye drops to fix that up. That's what Dr. Malhotra set me up with. And you guys should do the same if you have any concerns. You can reach Ophthalmology Associates at 314-966-5000 or at youridoc.com. See, the doctors there are considered the doctors. They've treated more doctors in this area than any other practice, and there's a reason for that. It's because they are experts. Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Prasadi, Dr. Royal are some of the best in the business. In fact, Dr. Birdie and Dr. Malhotra are cornea surgeons, so they're experts when it comes to diagnosing diseases of the eyes, dry eye, allergies, the whole deal. They will take care of you and get you set up. The doctors of Ophthalmology Associates are experts in diagnosis and treatment, and of course, you can call for an appointment today, 314-966-5000, youridoc.com. That's at 1290. It's 1299. It's at 12990 Manchester Road. I cannot speak. It's a half mile west of 270, right there on Manchester Road. Again, 314-966-5000, youridoc.com.
We turn the spotlight onto all the biggest plays across the league with coverage of every single game and access to exclusive stats and content for your favorite teams. MLB Big Inning brings fans exclusive live look-ins and breaking highlights every single day. Catch select pre- and post-game coverage or check out new MLB originals for a deeper dive into your favorite teams and ballparks. Subscribe now at MLB.tv and start streaming. That's MLB.tv. Blackout and other restrictions apply.
What is these storms and the devastation the rain has caused with the flooding? I mentioned Stray Paws before. They're a rescue place to find dogs, and they try to find them forever homes. And they lost 10 puppies they couldn't get to them in time because the water came up so quick. And the building, I was just out there, but everybody's down there and they're all volunteer and they're trying to put the building back together as quickly as possible so they can help the stray dogs. So if they ever needed anybody's help, it would be now. If you would like, or if you find it in your heart, if you have an extra dollar or two, if you could, go to my website. It's bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. Go to on the front page where you see like those 3 little bars up in the top right-hand corner. Click on that, and Stray Paws should come up, and just click on that, and you'll have all their information, their email, and you can contact them directly. It would be greatly appreciated. And God bless.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Have higher mortgage interest rates put you on the sideline of buying a new home? Well, not anymore. TR Hughes Homes and our preferred mortgage lender have teamed up to reduce your mortgage interest rate on all brand new, ready now TR Hughes inventory homes. Example, a 5.5% rate would be slashed to 2.5% the first year, 3.5% the second year, then 4.5% the third year. 3 years of below market interest rates on all TR Hughes completed inventory homes. Supply is limited, so don't wait to take advantage of this unbelievable offer. Certain restrictions apply and must qualify. Visit trhughes.com for details.
I've loved dancing for as long as I can remember, so my doctor really encouraged me to go back to it. Regular checkups, thorough exams, a whole wellness plan tailored just for me.
At Oak Street Health, we specialize in exceptional care for older adults. Our dedicated care teams provide the personalized care you need to stay healthy and live life more fully.
Age may be just a state of mind, but I mind it a lot less when I feel good.
Get the care you deserve. Visit oakstreethealth.com.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in your neighborhood with Banner Construction, St. Louis's premier James Hardy and Pella window expert. Add curb appeal and value to your home by calling Banner Construction 314-569-1050.
You can make our city safer by empowering people to change their lives, make safe and smart decisions, and find meaning. Learn more at missionstl.org/KMOX.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. Amy Marks Course.
This is my show, my microphone.
On the show.
All right, final few minutes here on a Monday on the show. We'll be continuing 80s week throughout the week, mixing in guests from the 1982 Cardinals and some other folks that can help us talk about and remember some of the 80s. We're doing this, of course, for the 40th anniversary of the 82 World Series championship team. That'll be happening at the ballpark this weekend when the Brewers come in to take on the Cardinals. All right, guys, I just saw this story, and I thought it'd be an interesting way to close because we're always talking about, rich people and the things that they do that we don't like. And I don't know if this is one I do or don't like yet, but it's got my curiosity anyway. So we all know that, Greenland is thawing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more land exposed than there ever has been before. And that has some of the richest people in the world banding together to go on a search for like minerals and elements that could be helpful in producing things like electric cars. So they feel like there's a lot of obviously unexplored land there because it was all under ice.
Is Elon part of this?
So no. That's why it doesn't annoy me yet.
Interesting.
It's Jeff, but it is Jeff Bezos,
But you're
Michael
making
Bloomberg.
it sound like they're putting on their boots and parkas.
Oh no,
and
they're paying
definitely.
for it. They're paying for it. They're paying for it. They're cutting the check.
They're not even going to go survey the land from the air.
But apparently they're like banding together to go explore this area to find these things that maybe are in a little less supply than we have now, like nickel and cobalt and others that are not as plentiful as we would like them to be.
Sure.
When it comes to manufacturing like electric cars at a much more proficient rate.
If this ends up actually helping people, then I am all for this. If it ends up helping people more than it benefits them financially individually, then I am all for it. But we know it's going to benefit them financially.
Yeah.
Each one of them.
But if it helps people,
If it helps,
and
then
it
great.
benefits
Great.
them,
Hopefully,
it should be
hopefully it's
benefited.
that.
The idea, I mean, this is the main crux of this story, is that they're looking for elements that can help with the building of batteries for electric
The
vehicles.
main-
And
Yeah,
things
that'd be
along those
great.
lines.
The main crux of this story is that we should have purchased Greenland, which was Trump's idea to buy Greenland. Remember that?
I don't
remember that
believe
either.
You
it.
don't
No, I
remember
believe you. I believe you. I believe you. It's just
Because that was the whole
listen, there
joke,
was a
is
lot
that he
during those
wanted to
4
buy
years. You couldn't
Greenland.
remember everything.
But he wanted to buy Greenland.
Well, for America.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, obviously
Hold on,
with
do you not remember?
I don't remember
know.
this.
I don't, but I mean, I believe you totally. I'm sure I'm going to Google it after the show. But it's an interesting thing, right? Because there are bits of land here exposed that have not been exposed for a very long time, and you have this opportunity to explore. But it's also kind of, I don't know if nerve-wracking is the right way to put it, but there may be some things that have been under ice for a while. We would like to stay there.
Oh, like viruses
Like
and bacterias and
and
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
I was a little worried about that.
Like stuff that's in the permafrost, we kind of want it to stay there.
Maybe. I mean, maybe there's nothing terrible, but maybe there's something that is really bad.
Like an alien?
Well,
There's not an alien.
you never
Amy.
know. You could be.
No.
No, it's like, what is
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
hey, this was the number one song in the UK this time in
It was.
1982. I know that because you put it down.
Dexy Midnight Marauders.
The what?
The Dexy Midnight Marauders, I
You
think.
gotta
Dexy's
like a band
Midnight
that has
Marauders.
marauders in it.
Certainly do.
Not your rotters.
Oh, I'm going to stop it right there.
Stop.
And it's Dexy's Midnight Runners. not
Runners, yeah.
Marauders. Are those Marauders?
No,
Whatever.
No.
We need
You're
to
all
shut
lying.
up. DGS is next on KMOX.
Liars.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance